Wherever you happen to be in the world, welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures struggling a little bit this morning, moving back to the downside, although individual names starting to get a little bit of a bid as we sit here at the moment. We had the worst weekly performance for U.S. markets since March last week. So looking to rebound heading into the holiday shortened week. Happy Labor Day to everyone yesterday. Stocks snapped indeed a 5-week winning session or winning streak last week, with most of the major big name tech stocks moving back to the downside for the first time since the March lows. Tesla shares back under pressure this morning in a big way after being left out of the latest additions to the S&P 500. The S&P adding Etsy, Teradyne, and Catalent to the index. We'll talk about that coming up. Other big name tech shares also under pressure again this morning. Apple rebounding at this point, but was to the downside. Facebook as well, catching a little bit of a bid, and Netflix and Amazon, notable names under pressure. We have news on Nikola this morning, teaming up with GM. Lots to get to this morning. It is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a little bit of a mixed story here. We had Shanghai to the downside. Hong Kong ended the day slightly higher. We'll go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far this morning. Red numbers right across the board here, led by France and Italy there. You can see Spain as well, 2+%. We'll shift over to North American futures here and see more red numbers, although we are starting to see a little bit of a bounce here, or the attempt at a bounce maybe. We have Brazil open already, trading down about 1%. Bitcoin back in negative territory. Look at crude oil this morning, 6% lower for crude. We have gold also big time negativity, down about 0.6%. It is Tuesday. I just said it's Tuesday, but it feels like Monday. Right. Good morning, guys. Going to be an interesting day. We have Nikola shares moving around like crazy here on GM News. We have Apple to get to. Lots of stuff to talk about this morning.
Plenty, and happy Labor Day to everybody. Look, it's going to be a 4-day week, but it's not going to be short on excitement with the action we have today. Tesla not in the S&P 500, off a little bit here today. Certainly, there's going to be a lot to watch. Boeing news, which might go under the radar a little bit there with the Dreamliner as well. So as much as we are catching a bit of a bid right now, just looking across the board, you're still down almost that 3% in the NASDAQ. And again, it's all about tech. S&P holding up 1.4% to the downside. It is worth noting, and there is some positivity when it comes to S&P 500. Etsy got the ad. I'm not sure we mentioned that. They're one of the few stocks I noted that was actually up on the day, Sean.
Yeah, Etsy, Teradyne, and Catalent, I think, got it. So, yeah, bad for Tesla shareholders, including myself. But I did get out of some last week at that 408 or 405 level, sorry, when it broke, and then a little bit before. So everything's getting heated. And look at this, guys. The imbalance locator today is full of sales. So it's going to be a little bit of a rough open, as you can see already. We did a little test trade here on Apple at 114, and then it ripped all the way to 116. We got out for 1 or 2 pennies just testing. But Apple already making moves up and down and around today. Some news about 5G phone. But right now, I talked about it a couple weeks ago, and it was just simply the rotation out of tech into some more value. It was kind of obvious. So some of these moves that are happening now are not surprising in the least, Brendan. But oil, 6.5%, 7%. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting move. We'll have a look at maybe some of the oil producers coming up here as well. Lots to get to this morning, guys. Let's have a look what's coming up a little bit later on in the show. We're going to have another great educational video for you. Yeah, all about bear markets, obviously. Not in one at the moment, but we need to be prepared as to what to do possibly when the next one comes around. So great tips in that video on how to prepare yourself for a bear market and some of the trades that do work a little bit better in bear market territory. Let's get over to the desk. It is Tuesday, and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brendan, and hello, traders. We're happy to be back. We wish you a great trading day, and please be kind, share the link with your friends, subscribe to this channel, and smash the like button. Back to you, Brendan.
All right, yeah, let's jump into things here, guys. I want to start things off in the travel group this morning. We had news on Carnival Cruise last week that sent the stock higher. Some of their cruise lines resuming operations. They came out this morning and said their Costa Concierge unit has suspended operations going forward for the end of this year and also the entire 2021 year calendar. So no operations, that's in South America only. So South American operations for Costa Concierge getting suspended until 2022 at the earliest, guys. Some of these names, including airlines as well, I noticed a little bit weak today.
Yeah, I mean, Carnival did have that last week. It had that run up and got to like 1870 area for a couple of days in a row. Thursday and Friday tried to burst through the top, and then you're just rounding out. This is, of course, going into operations in Italy over the weekend. So you get this piece of news, and you've already come off of a bit of a high. I'm sort of eyeballing a previous level, which was 1790, and that was sort of back when I went in a higher time frame a few weeks back. I like that level. We're going to try to hold below it. If it does, I think it's going to be an interesting opportunity for me to short. In Carnival, I have 1725 as a bit of support as well. So if it gets down there, maybe it catches some kind of a bid. But first look, 1790, I guess to about 18 off the open. If we hold that, might be worth a short in front of that level. Last week's top, I definitely think that's going to be resistance up at 1875.
Okay, yeah, no, Carnival, nothing's on the imbalance locator, that's for sure. So we don't see anything right now for that. But here's CCL, this is Apple right now. Look, I wrote down 1750 to look for the downside here, and it looks like that's right where we're going to try to open up. We did make 1750 a bottom basically on Friday there. So yeah, I like 1750. Where is it? It's right here, basically. That's the bottom, 1747. So we like that. And then Neil talked about 18 as a high as well. So we dipped down to 18 there. So we'll see. But Carnival is going to be an exciting one. There's also, don't forget about Norwegian. And then, like we mentioned, there was some of the airlines as well. We'll get to Boeing. If you haven't signed up for our watch list, it's watchlist.tradertv.live. And that's what we're going over right now.
Yeah, more negativity for Boeing. We'll get to that in a second here coming up, guys. Let's talk Tesla. Big move to the downside here, guys. 15+% at one point to the downside. The stock's still up 400% on the year. We mentioned it was left out of the latest S&P 500 additions announced aftermarket on Friday. It was Etsy, Teradyne, and Catalent getting included, replacing H&R Block, Coty, COTY, and Kohl's. So more negativity, guys, here for Tesla this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, obviously there were a lot of headwinds to the upside when it comes to both possible inclusion in the S&P 500, I think if people were expecting, and then the split, and so you don't get the second one after getting our first little catalyst, and we're coming back in. Now, I would caution 350 was a significant level pre-split. That price psychologically might hold some weight right now, but obviously, that's like a 17.5 level, more importantly. So, let's just remember what the pre-split split prices and key levels were. There is some support down around what used to be 16.40. So watch out for that corresponding price. It's like a 328 area, guys. So I'd be watching that a little bit, maybe like $25 on a 350 break. I think it's more psychological. Obviously, that was the golden price on the way up, and even in the pullback in March. But let's see if the 350 can hold. I got 328 as the next level down.
Yeah, I mean, come on, my charts go to Tesla NY. Look, Tesla's, we see the Nikola news today, not included in the S&P 500. It's obviously going to be a little bit of a problem for them, and they're way, way overheated. We can't look at a daily chart because we don't adjust for the stock splits, but as you look at Friday's number there, 370, we can get anything near 370, 375. There's some bunched up here at 385. I think it's worth a short. Only 22 minutes to go, but we're starting to head downside right now. So probably 350 is going to break, and you're going to have to take that in the pre-market.
All right, guys, let's go to Apple next here. A couple of things on Apple, obviously extending losses from last week. Big move to the downside, although we did get a bit of a recovery going into the close throughout the afternoon on Friday. Wedbush out this morning reiterating its buy rating on Apple, but Goldman Sachs reiterating a sell rating on the stock this morning with an $80 price target from Goldman. Yeah, they also said that they're just starting to produce their 5G iPhones coming mid-month, this month, guys.
Yeah. Look, everyone's going to buy a 5G phone. But the thing is, how much is that already sort of figured out and priced into what we're looking at right now? And I think that Apple just had that huge run up, obviously pre-split there, going 4-1, made its way up to $400, $500, and now you're back down to 115. So Apple did have a high of around 130 and change not too long ago. Yeah, there it is. After the split, I can't show it to you. But this is what I'm looking at right now. 117.50 is sort of right in in this little level here where we had some bunched up areas on Friday morning, 117, 117.50, 118 and change. The bottom has already been in 113.50. That could come into play again, and I think it does. You see up here on our level 2, 113.50. So watch out. Look, Apple's included into all of the indexes and a major aspect of it. So as the S&P falls, Apple can fall with it, and Apple will be the one taking it down as well. So I just think there's a lot of traders here, especially on that Goldman downgrade, that's going to treat Apple, the way it's supposed to be. And it's a great trading mechanism. The only thing is, watch out. Right now, the spread is fine, but I talked about there being liquidity. There's liquidity here. You can get shares, but it may not be the price that you want. So Apple will swing around $3, $4, $5 off the open. So my suggestion is we wait to see if we do test this very bottom of 111. Think about maybe getting some longs if we do break through near there. But other than that, man, 113.50, I think it's a good short.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of 111 to 113.50 is a nice little target range because you can sort of scout that short into the bottom and then make a decision at that low of the day. I'm sort of thinking the same thing. The only other difference would be just eyeballing, in case there's a bit of an upward move here, that 120 area from from Friday's close price. You also had a bit of consolidation, and it was an afternoon sort of ramp at that, or sort of resistance at that price. So watch out for 120 in case there is a bit of bounce, 120, 121. Kind of a resistance level. That Apple and Facebook 271 looks pretty interesting to me as well. Could be some good shorts if the market heads down.
Some wild swings coming into Nikola here, guys. Let's why don't we jump down to Nikola. Facebook also worth a look. Not really doing much in the pre-market here. Tight little consolidation, but also lower along with the tech stocks this morning. So you can have a look at Facebook. But why don't we jump down to this Nikola stock going crazy right now? General Motors putting up $2 billion for an 11% stake in GM. They're going to manufacture the Badger truck for them and also become their global distributor for EV batteries as well. So GM teaming up with Nikola, guys.
That rip went to $54, which was crazy, right up to that area. Now we're coming back down a little bit to real life. This is the daily chart, so I just wanted to show you just quickly what I was talking about when we do talk about 47.50, and it's right around here. We do have a couple tops happening. 47, 44. I mean, it's a $2 or $3 range, and that's right where we're stuck right now. As you can see, we're battling in that 45 to 47 range. So I like a break of 47 and a quarter, 48 and change if it really wants to get going. But I think this is a great move. We'll have Randy. Maybe we can have him on at some point this week as well, talking a little bit about what this is going to mean. Ford and Rivian now attached at the hip a little bit, and Nikola and GM, forever brothers now. As 11% stake is a decent amount. $2 billion at 11%. Looking at what, 55 million or so there. So we'll see how high this thing wants to go up. Sorry, 22 million. See how high this thing wants to go up. But it's not a huge investment for GM. GM also, Neil, as you know, let's just take a quick look at that. I think that was up 3 or 4% this morning as well. So GM, 6%, sorry. GM shareholders loving that move as well. Finally getting something right, and maybe getting into the electric space here. Although the car will be stamped Nikola, but sharing of batteries and whatnot. Hopefully this is a good move for both companies.
Yeah, we shouldn't sleep on GM. Obviously, the real price action, or the big price action, I should say, is on Nikola, guys. And it's worth noting on the daily, breaking that 47.70 top, and then sort of coming right back below it. Right now, just looking at the 3 here. The thing about this break, and Sean said 47 and a quarter, and I'm with him on that. That 47.70, it's like a 40-50 cent chop range that I think could be in play. I'll probably be long through the middle end of that range, like the 50 to the 70 area is probably the breakout that I'm looking for. I did have a little bit of support that I was watching for in any kind of a dip. So 44.50 so far has managed to hold. Below that, 40 and a half. That should be an interesting price area as well. So those two levels on the way down to see if Nikola can hold, and anywhere between that 47.30 to 47.70 on the way up for a breakout style trade. More of an area as opposed to a hard level for me.
Yeah, definitely. Good look for GM this morning as well, guys. Also on the watch list, if you're joining us for the first time, guys, hit the like button and hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 80,000 subscribers this week. Hopefully this week. Help us out if you're joining us for the first time. Hit subscribe and sign up for the watch list. Valeria has the link for you. If you haven't yet, sign up for the watch list. All of these names we're talking about right now on the watch list. We send it out every single morning before 9 o'clock. You can jump in, join us at 9 o'clock. We'll come up with a game plan together as to how we're going to trade going towards the open. So yeah, GM on the watch list this morning. Let's go to Peloton. We talked a little bit about Peloton back on, I believe it was Thursday or Friday last week. We mentioned there was a new bike rumored and also a treadmill rumored, new treadmill coming. They came out this morning with more details as far as pricing is concerned. So the bike is going to be called Bike Plus and will be an upgraded version. They're going to cut the cost of the current bike once the new one is available, and then the treadmill coming out in the new year as well. So it was positive, guys, but I just noted Peloton back to the downside here now.
Did it just move down?
Yeah,
78 and change.
I'm looking at the 77 level, just sort of afternoon Friday, a bit of a support level. You can obviously see in the morning it got down to 72, but I'm looking at that 77 level. Ignore some of these wicks that you see, right after the close. A little bit of crazy action there. So 78 to 77, probably something I want to stay away from in terms of any kind of a downside trade. This is good news overall for Peloton, so I am looking possibly at these to form a bit of support to get a bit of an up move. And it was trading a little bit higher and ran into this resistance at 85 in the pre-market. So I still feel like that's going to be resistance throughout the week. In the case that we go upside, but my first look is hoping that we can bounce off of a 77 to pick some up. If that's not the case, maybe it is going to be down at 72. I'll try to be patient with Peloton. Sean mentioned about liquidity and about getting the price that you want. Peloton, a stock that I would not want to have right at 9:30. I want this one to open up and maybe consolidate a little bit, give you a bit of a range to work with, a little more liquidity. So make sure you get your price and your entry, not get wicked around too much.
I see some AMD. I just wanted to, great look there on Peloton. Look, a few new products coming to match with what they have. This is the morning movers. This is our trading watch list that we do have here, Trader TV Live. And I just wanted to show it because Brendan was just doing a great job talking about it here. CCL, Beyond, Tesla, here's GM we talked about. Here's Nicola talking about that as well. Facebook, Boeing, Apple. And look, all little descriptions on here. Here's Peloton. Exactly, you didn't hear what Brendan mentioned there. Here's the prices even of the bikes and what's going on. So there's a lot on here. VXRT, both of you guys are in that as well. So, there's lots of different stocks up on here. And this is a pretty decent watch list, guys. 6, 7, 10 plus names most days there, and giving you key news and reports there. And then you can come over and listen to what we have. But Peloton, Neil did a great job there. There's not much else to talk about there. There's some of the key levels. 80, it's going to bounce right off there. Look at the spread right now, 70 cents, even though there's 13 minutes to go. Watch out. We are bumping up near some of these tops. It just depends on what the market does. Peloton's going to be one of those stay-at-home names, so watch out. I mean, Peloton could drop like a knife here as well today, down to the 72 level. So if it does, watch out for 72 even.
All right, guys. Yeah, some people talking AMD here. It looks like a few analysts just out with current quarter projections for AMD. So that might have been a little bit of the move down here. So I'll have a read through that, and we can touch on that coming up. Yeah, we talked about Peloton. Let's touch on Beyond Meat here real quickly, guys. They came out this morning and announced they've signed a deal to introduce a new manufacturing facility in Shanghai or near Shanghai that will significantly increase their production capacity. So Beyond Meat getting a little bit of a move on that news this morning. So it wasn't huge groundbreaking news, guys, but again, new production facility near Shanghai that's expected to be ramped up to full production by the end of next year.
It seems like bigger news than this. I think it should be up on this kind of news, but what do I know when we're down 1.85% today? So look, more production, more products, more distribution, everything not really moving right now, down 1.85%. Beyond Meat looking to break these bottoms. And then you have on Friday, you had this 120. Remember, this was, the market hella fell Friday morning. So this is a kind of move that you can expect about $11, $12 straight to the downside on a market falling. So I think we could see the same again. And watch out for this kind of bunched up right here. The level to look out for on the downside is 122.50.
Yeah, if it gets through that 122.50, just that 120 level, and you saw on last week's action 120.50 was the absolute bottom. Just look at this area of support down here at 120. If Beyond Meat breaks this level, it's going to be a short for me whenever it happens. Maybe it's later this week. I guess if this news doesn't give any kind of a boost, maybe it's today. But I'm watching 120 even to 120.50. Those are the breaks that I'm looking for on Beyond Meat whenever it happens this week. Going to be all over it. Like you, I kind of felt that maybe this would be a positive news, but you got to trade the price action when you're a day trader. That's what we work with.
All right, guys, let's go to Boeing. We mentioned it briefly there. If you joined us at 9 o'clock, Boeing to the downside today. New investigation into their 787 Dreamliner planes. The company came out and said that certain parts on certain individual planes did not conform to their standards. So there's actually 8 planes specifically involved in this investigation. They've already notified the airlines. They didn't make public which airlines had the planes, but they did notify the airlines that were affected. There's also a Morgan Stanley downgrade on this one today, guys.
No, this is obviously piling on the news for them here. At 166 is going to be. There was one break, and of course, Sean mentioned the big sell-off that we had end of last week. So you will see a few things that broke weak support, through 166 on Boeing here, and then came all the way back. It did get all the way back to 170. Looks like it's retesting 166 again with 10 minutes till the open. It might actually take out this level in the pre-market. In the event that happens, I'll be hoping to see if it can re-enter this price range and hold a 167 maybe for a short. So I do like this 166 break. I'd much prefer it after the open as opposed to 921, where this particular trade doesn't necessarily have the highest win rate for me. So if it breaks this 166 before we open up, I will be looking for maybe a pullback that gets me short in front of 167. Otherwise, it's just that 166 break, hopefully right after 930.
I did want to look at Boeing's longer-term daily chart here, and you can see Boeing, after having such a fun 2020, it's now, and even 2019 was good for Boeing. Since then, man, the last 2 or 3 months, just stuck in a range, like 200 down here to 160. It seems like a small range, but it's really $40, and it's just been stuck. So I'm not super excited until we get out of this range, which means, a 160 break to the bottom. We are now close to, if not below, we are below after today, 175 here, the 50-period moving average. So I'm going to be looking short only pretty much on Boeing, but you could get a break here of 167, maybe good up into this 170 area where you had some consolidation on Friday. So you know what? I mean, like I said, these tumbles here that happened early Friday, we did see the market just get destroyed to the downside. So if that happens again, we've got to look at some of these levels coming into play. It feels like this could be another horrible day here, especially with the NASDAQ 100 trying to make new lows now. But we'll wait to see 166 and change. Looks like a decent short as well. So a lot of these trades, you have to let them settle down. Friday was crazy. Today, not Monday, but Tuesday. So we're going to have a little bit of pushback here heading into elections and heading into this big rotation into some different names.
Let's talk Roku real quick here, guys. Want to get to Arun before we get to the open, have a look at the overall market. But Roku being upgraded today at Wells Fargo with a $215 price target. Obviously significantly higher than it's currently trading. But this thing had quite the move up over the past couple of weeks and then came all the way back into this consolidation area on the daily chart around this 150. So big time support area coming into play here for Roku, a stock that typically gives you reactions anytime that any of the big names make a move as far as analyst change on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
down 3%, yeah.
Yeah, you said it right there. It's this chop range that we're back into. You can see the big break that we had and, a nice little hump there. Off of 153.50 is where I had this whole party starting. And then the bottom end is around like 145. So smack dab in the middle is your round number 150. That's the bottom from Friday. That's the first support I'm looking for. It wouldn't surprise me. Roku's done 70,000 shares pre-market, so I guess I wouldn't be too surprised if we just hung out 150 to 153 in the middle of that range for the morning, and then you're looking for a break out of it. So hopefully it finds some support. You talk about the initiation, but it is with an overweight. So if we drop below that 150 mark, it might be a scalp trade in there, but it was such choppy action in that entire price range that I don't know it's a home run trade shorting through 150 if you get it. So 153.50, 150, those levels I'm watching. Hopefully, I would love for some relative strength in something. I don't know if it's going to be Roku, but holding that chop level would have been pretty solid. It might end up having to be a quick little scalp short for a buck or two through either one of those levels.
Yeah, let's, if we're ready, we can just go over to Captain Pew Pew now and see what he's saying about the futures. Should be an exciting day here, guys.
Captain Pew Pew. That feels like a T-shirt to me. Valeria? Let's bring in Arun here, guys. We'll have a look at the overall market, get some levels to watch. As far as what we should be aware of today, I mean, 1.6% on the ES already here. Arun feels a little bit weaker than even Friday.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's sliding a little bit more. The only thing I'm noticing is that I'm having a hard time getting a read on this. It was easier for me to get a read on Thursday and Friday than it is right now. There's a lot of action, undetermined action, so nothing solid in either direction that I can get a read on. So I'm just going to mark off some levels and keep an eye on them. 33.45 is what I've got to the downside. That's just underneath the bottom from Friday. I was able to actually catch a long in front of this level on Friday after it declared itself. So that ride up was definitely a great ride for me. So 33.45 on the downside. I've got 34.55. So that's 90 points wide. 34.55 is the top end for me. And inside, I've got 34.30. So 34.30 and 34.55, I'll just keep an eye on those two on the top end. And 33.45, which is the closest level to the downside. There's a lot of action going down from where we are right now. It's 33.65 at the moment, going all the way down to 33.45. But even then, even if it breaks, I'm having a hard time. I don't know where to put the stop if it breaks. So it's more of a wait and see game because it's a lot harder for me to read at the moment. So I'm just going to be marking off levels, and until I can get a clean read and able to mark up a clear level for me to work with if we break down, then I'll step into the short. But for now, it's just a matter of watching these levels and see what happens as the market actually opens up and starts to play its game.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, good point. I think worth a wait this morning, maybe right at the open, especially coming off a long weekend. A lot of people getting back into the market for the first time in maybe a couple of weeks here. Let's talk about VaxArt real quick. VXRT still up 11%, but it's already given back a lot of that already. $6 up here. If you come to the daily chart, there's a little pivot around $6 from the past couple of days, and then above that, you got to go 6.50 and then 7, which is into this area going back a couple of months or so. But they had news on there. Potential COVID-19 vaccine, which is going to be an oral vaccine, guys. Apparently very positive.
And I'm going to guess once again, I'll go yeehaw action for you, Brendan, because I'm assuming you just have a better price than me. I got this one a couple of times here, 91, in the 92, 93 area. I did add some up here, early 94, 95, but I've taken almost all of this one out on the retrace of VaxArt. You talked about that 6 level, being able to short in front of it. I'll take that all day long. What I'm holding right now is about a 40-cent win. If it breaks 550, my next target down would be about this 5/4. It was a 493 close. I'm not going to get too greedy expecting it to give everything back on positive news. So, as usual, I'll hold this one into the open. My stop is now close to that break even. It's that $6 area. If it breaks that, I'll look to see if it can hold like a 630. And if it does, there might be a second short on VXRT. 2.5 minutes to go, guys. Obviously, I'll use a litany of stocks that we have to watch today. Headline, I know everyone's going to be watching Tesla. It is approaching, again, that 350 area. So at 350 and 328 is a couple levels to the downside. Sean was looking at, I think, 370, 380 if it got back up there. So keep in mind, split-adjusted prices are going to be somewhat relevant if you go back in the history, but 350 is a psychological level in addition to being the ultimate long from earlier in the year.
Yeah, 350, 355 right now. I want to look at also at JP Morgan there, and I'm glad everyone likes that captain there for Arun, so maybe we have a new name there for him. 102.80 here. This is a 3-minute chart. Let's drop this down to a 1-minute. Banks still relatively strong compared to the rest of the market right now. It's hard to say that because JP Morgan still is down right now, but look at this spread. Pretty big spread. Depending where the tick happens, we could turn positive here. JP Morgan does close at about 103.50 and change. I like JP Morgan going through 103.50 if it can go, just based on this tech wreck right now. I think there's going to be a lot of rotation into WFC, into BAC. One name we didn't check out also was NEO right now. I think that was down a couple percentage points here, almost nearing 5, but making that move back up off of 17. So watch out for this ultimate low here, 1690 in NIO. What's up, B?
Yeah, real quick, guys. Just seeing a headline here. GM, General Motors CEO, saying they're also open to additional potential deals with other companies when it comes to their fuel cell batteries. So GM still possibly looking for more potential deals in the EV space, guys.
Yeah, and GM with a volume spike, they're breaking through 32. And we covered Nikola, obviously. Didn't necessarily talk price levels in GM, and I think it's worth noting. 31.70 I have is a bit of a support area. You can see some buying in and around that price as it tries to bounce back down here. We'll call it 31.70 to 32. If we bounce off this, maybe we can test retest towards some highs. With about 30 seconds to go, guys, worth noting, obviously in the daily trade, you've already had the breakout through that 31.70. That's where we got it from. But GM going to be in play as well, as I'm watching Nikola at 46, so maybe $1 away from that breakout price that we were watching. Both Sean and I, 166 has gone on Boeing. I'll have to look to see if it pulls back to get a short entry for that one. But I believe we have Gus on the bell. He's standing right behind us. You know him, you love him. Let's drop that countdown. It is a Tuesday, obviously.
Oh, God, it's coming up
right
right
now. It does feel like a Monday, but here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, let's go, Nikola.
All right, and things starting to fall back to the downside right now. Watch out for Apple, Nikola as well. And Apple right now open and taking out that exact bottom that we did talk about before. 113.50 just got taken out on Apple. Let's see how low it wants to go. But for right now, it bounces off that bottom, 113.50. That's the bottom there in Apple. Be careful if you're trading that one, guys.
Yeah, just watch Tesla.
Well.
Tesla just bounced off of like 350. So it came down through the first time and then comes right back into this 355. So if it breaks 350 the second time, I don't want these things at 9:30. Let's see what happens if we can take this one out. It's down at like 52. I'm watching Nikola. I don't think that 47 is going to come into play anytime soon, as we're headed back down to 45. We have that one locked and loaded just in case. I do have VXRT on. I can tell you that's dropped again down to 540. So 50 pennies in the money. I'm going to trail this one probably to 570. Got to lock in profit when you're in the money this deep on something like this. Yes, 525 target. It seems like we might get it, but at this point, got to move that stop down, guys.
JP Morgan does make that move back to the upside. I'm flat right now. I'm not in anything, but we do need to get possibly into some JP Morgan here. 102.70 is a good little trade if we can get it. Let's just take 100 shares right now and see what we can do with JP Morgan. Going long right now early. We'll get some more through 103, 103.50. I think this is a good pickup right now for JPM.
Yeah, just having a look at Boeing here. It is holding this 166 area. Slammed up. I mean, I wasn't watching the stock to see if it was actual liquidity up there at that 167 mark, but it did enter that target range and come back in. That was going to be a short signal for me. I didn't necessarily want it off the open, but I'm going to have to get this one on the retest and pay a little bit to get it. So 165.50. Sometimes you want this one after it opens up, and you got to pay a bit of a price. We could have had 166 in the pre-market. I wanted to wait till the stock was actually open, though. There's Nikola breaking 47.50 there, Sean. So I just got long. So long Nikola, short in Boeing. Boeing is crashing here. I might take some profit off on that one. Almost $1 in the money there on Boeing. So we'll line that one and knock it up out of the park. But Nikola, I really did think that it was going to have some trouble getting back up there for a little bit, and kind of surprised me as we already have broken that 47.50. Now we can see if that 45, 46 area wants to hold. Brennan, what do you got for us,
A little
buddy?
bit of early strength there, guys, in some of the banks. WFC just popping up on a volume scanner to the upside, so they're lifting the banks back up. 24.50, a little bit of an area here in the pre-market. Above that, I mean, we were 24.90 up to 25 on Friday, guys.
Nikola, yeah, so we did take that long as well, and we were able to get some out at the top side around 48, but 47.50 ripped it to 48 and change. Now it's coming back down. I've still got to try to hold this one to 45-ish at this very bottom here just to see if Nikola wants to go. We could average in to this trade, which I don't think is a horrible spot. Just trying to find where to do that, because if we average in down here at 45 and it does come all the way back down, then we're just basically doubling our loss here on Nikola. But it's a good one. We'll see. We did take some more shares, of course, on JP Morgan, average into that one. We're still waiting for this to come through. If it wants to, then great, but it looks like it wants to break through 102. So we'll get out slightly ahead of that 10, or after that 102 break if it does come through. Just expecting this market to possibly bounce a little bit. Let's get some more JP Morgan long right now as Nikola continues to fall here, guys.
Yeah, and just got some Tesla, a couple of legs here. We do have the range I want for a stop. I'm going to talk you through this one here. Maybe jump to like a 3 just so you can see it a little bit better. And we have to zoom in. Remember the split adjusted prices we're working with here, guys. I'm looking at 355-ish as a bit of an area to try to hold on Tesla. We also have 45 on Nikola we have to watch. Boeing does work in the money for us, but I'm looking for a second entry point. Tesla broke back below 350. I tried to just pick some more shares up at 353 so we can get ourselves a decent price. Around 352, 351 half was my target range. Give it to like 55, 57 is an area stop. I did mention, of course, 328 would be the ultimate price. We did bounce off of 43. So I'm also watching that one, maybe scalp some out in front of that. So Tesla, new position alert. VXRT, I can tell you, we'll go hot dogs. because VXRT actually just gave me my target out there. So we were able to pick this one up in front of 6 even. We were able to take it all the way down at 525. That was always my target price on the way out. So definitely happy to be getting that one. Brennan, what do you got, bud?
Another one from, looks like Friday. We had a bit of a move on space, guys. Virgin Galactic. I noted that it was a little active in the pre-market here, but right back down to 16 where we ended the day on Friday here for space. Still up 1.4%, but a little bit of volume to the downside, guys.
All right, Nicola's getting ready to just get crushed out here at 44.50. We'll see if that one comes out. We did get loss there. So roller coaster this morning for me so far with a loss on JP Morgan, and it looks like we're going to get smashed out of Nicola right now as well. We knew this was going to be a little violent to begin the day. So no real surprise there on this one, but there it goes. Nicola, we tried it once, twice. We took a little small profit and then got flushed out. So no hot dogs so far yet here today, but we're going to try to find one for you as the futures are bouncing around a little bit. Needs to pick up some steam here somewhere. What's up, B?
Watch Peloton here, guys, coming back to 83. This 83 and a half area from the pre-market, a significant one, now up 1.9%. Yeah, market making new lows. Peloton very, very strong, guys.
And something is working here. I'll slay this dragon. Tesla remains to be seen. It retests the pre-market high and holds. So that one to be determined on the short, but not over in Boeing. 166 was the break. Yeah, you could have had a pre-market, obviously, guys. We waited for the open. We chased it a bit, got 165, 166, so 165.50. I did take some out on the quick little scalp. Just got the rest out in front of 161.50. So nice little win there. We're able to take off just over $4 on that trade. But Tesla is retesting that sort of pre-market opening range high, let's call it, at 359. That one's going to determine how the morning goes. VXRT, fantastic. Boeing, fantastic. Nicola, you saw with a big-time bounce initially, but then falling off heavily. I got stopped out on Nicola, so we'll take the hit on that one. Definitely wanted to give it into that 45 range. It does not hold, so got to take the hit on Nicola. But watch out, Tesla 359. I'm not letting it go past there.
Yep, Tesla just ripping like its face off right now, but we'll see. The market is bouncing up here. We did take another long here on Nicola, just going to give it back to 44. We're going to give it another shot here on that news that we thought was pretty good for them, and you're already up 25%. Welcome, everybody, today. Make sure you sign up for our watch list. We've already talked about a lot of these names and some of the key levels that we've gone over on this. AMD, watchlist.tradertv.live. Valeria will drop that. AMD, with a lot of chatter on that one, only down 2%. Beautiful move back to the upside here on AMD. So a lot of these names now getting heated to the upside, including AMD. So that's a nice little retracement back up. We'll look at Apple as well. Brendan, give it to us.
Yeah, another one moving back to the upside here, guys. Uber right back to 33. 33 got broken right at the end of the day on Friday, but we're right here right now. Still negative, but moving higher as well, guys.
Okay. Tesla does not work, so I don't get my T-shirt today.
Nicola doesn't work either.
So far, like basically 50-50 split on the positions that we've had, Boeing and VXRT, Tesla, and Nicola. Carnival Cruise, we did talk about this one.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of a negative story that Brennan had come with, but off the open, bouncing through that 1790 to 18 area. Man, I would look, obviously, limited number of stocks I'm going to trade right at 930, but there's that break at 18. We did give this up level. That's when we talk about things in the watch list. Follow along. It's not as if we'll catch everything. Breaking the pre-market high as well. I'm going to use that 18 as support if it comes back down there, but now potential breaks through 1840. Just sort of noting here on the daily chart, 1875 was the other level we gave to the upside. If it breaks 40, more of a scalp into that 75, looking for like 25, 30 cents of a winner, thinking 75 is going to be a little bit of resistance on Carnival Cruise. Brendan, what do you got?
Another one worth watching here, guys. We mentioned Etsy was one of the additions to the S&P 500 when Tesla wasn't on Friday, so a little bit of a flush here. Back to Friday's levels, but also starting to get a bit of a bounce here for Etsy, guys.
Okay, 115.95 here. We are short some Apple. We'll take a little bit out here in the teens if we can get it. We're short at 41. We just missed getting out some teens. Like we said, this stock is just moving like crazy. If you don't have your orders in, you got to put them in because you don't want to get too stopped out. And Neil talks about area stops. I think that's probably a decent play here on some of these names today, getting yourself some area stops. 116.30 here on Apple, a good little stop for me. I'll average into it and then get some out because we're short 115.40, 116.30 or so up here. Just the high of the last 1 minute candle, 116.50, let's call it that. We'll average into some Apple, but right now that's looking decent. The future's trying to get going here. If there's a tank, I like Apple's chances to retrace back here to 113 and change. But we're making the move upside right now. Let's average in and only give it another little bit more, guys. What's up,
just we go to Brendan in a second, but watching Facebook roll over off a 275 pre-market high, I'm looking for this one in front of that 75. I'll take a shot. It could even be a reverse law, but Brendan's got something for us.
Everybody focused on Nikola, guys, following the GM news. Look at Workhorse, up 4% so far this morning, now 5%, just ripping up on heavy volume as well. We're right at the top end of the daily range on Workhorse, guys.
Okay, that's Workhorse for you. We're still watching some Apple. We just did take our next short on this name. So we, unfortunately, it wants to go up. So we may lose again here on Apple, but we still are holding this short right now. Average price 115.60. Not horrible, but yeah, we were looking for it to head southbound here on some of these moves today. But the market doesn't seem, I thought we were maybe in trouble here today, but the market seems to be wanting to go the other way right now. Here comes a little move downside, giving us this Apple back into the money. This is how crazy it is, like we keep talking about it. 1 minute you're scared of the stock, the next minute goes right back into the money. So let's wait to see what Apple wants to give us to the downside here. 115.60 is our short, so we're in the money a little bit on Apple.
Yeah, I just got a new position. I'll talk about Carnival in a quick little second here, but Beyond Meat, ramp to the upside. We talked about support levels at that 120. Forget about it. It just only goes one way, and that way is straight up into the 130. It looks like that's going to be the first level of resistance for a break. Just worth noting, there's plenty more room to run if it can get above this 130 mark. Certainly today, I think it could even go a few more dollars there. Brendan, what do you got there?
More vaccine-related movers, guys. Moderna down almost 10%. I guess it was 10% already, but bouncing here as well. A couple of downgrades on Moderna. We mentioned the VXRT Vaxart positive trial results for their vaccine candidate, guys.
Okay, here goes Apple. We finally just took some out there, 115.02. So that's a nice little 60-cent win, but we can't hold it that far against us and only take this kind of a win. We're still hoping for a little bit of a down move here coming through Apple. So, VWAP is down here at 114.80. That's a nice little spot there. I do have an order to get out of some. If we get down there, bang, finally, there it is. We're going crazy right now a little bit with a nice little $1+ winner finally on Apple. So we make back a little bit of what we lost this morning, and now we'll see if Apple can't give us just that big time win here. Now it goes $1.20 in the money. Neil, we're breaking those lows now in the market, so good to be short here. Apple, and I don't know if you got short on anything, but here we go. We're now making that move to the downside. Finally, took a little bit of time, but there's that break of 33.50.
Yeah, and oddly enough, Carnival breaks to the upside. We did talk about this one as a possible upside play. 18.75 is the next level for me, so I did get that 40 break, and I'm taking it all out in front of that 75 high. It's going to be one of those things where sort of eyeball that previous resistance from last week and anticipate that's going to be a level for us. So I'm going to be all out of Carnival. Just take the quick hit through the 40 and look at 75. It'll be another break if it can catch there. If it can't break through, at some point might be a short in front of it. Facebook holds that 75. I went from short to long and back out. So we'll see what happens that one. If it tests 75 again, I'm shorting one more time in Facebook. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, travel stocks definitely relatively strong, guys. Just got a volume alert here on Love. Southwest, 1.5% to the upside. We're getting into decent levels here on the daily chart as well. 40 up to about 40.5. Big time resistance for Love, guys.
And there it is, $1.70. So we go bang on that one. Nice little $1.70 win on Apple on the short. So bang, bang, bang. Just takes them out there. We're trying to hold these. We gave ourselves about $1.50 worth of room there to the upside. Now we have less than half of this position on, but still a decent spot as we're watching these futures fall. Good look there on some of these names that are going the other way. Spirit Airlines we know can move around that. Save, I know there's a lot of traders looking at that one. Go Apple, still to the downside. Yeah, nice move upside. We'll take a look at some of these names. I know Neil was looking at Carnival. I got to go back on Nikola though and see if we can make a little bit more money on that one.
Yeah, just a quick look here. Another name. We didn't actually mention Zoom here, but it actually just triggered in. The opening range bottom on Zoom. So look at about 347 to about 3 350, 352, that $5 range on Zoom through the bottom. Carnival, I'm still in the last third of the position. I'm going to go break even stop on it. Didn't quite get to that 1875 mark, but I'm now having a look at both Zoom and I got to show you Tesla here. I mean, this is one of those ones where I wanted the Tesla short. I took the Tesla short. I definitely gave it to the top end of this range. Probably should have given it past that 360. I did not, so you're going to see me stopped out of it. Again, you have to have an out. The call can be right all you want, but you got to be able to execute this one. Tesla right past that 340. 328 was that level I sort of identified as a possible support level. If it gets down there, maybe catches a bounce. We'll see what happens. I'm not going long on Tesla per se, but that's where I'm expecting maybe there could be a turnaround.
I mean, how many times is Apple going to bounce off of 114 and we just sit there and watch it? So our best out is 114.17, so that's pretty good. We just did rearrange our outs here, 115 and change. If we rip back up to the top here, we are going to get out, but I'm going to put another bid down low 114s and then see if we can't test this 113.50 as watch these futures coming downside. It's a nice little $1.50 win right now, so we can do the backflip. It's the only stock that I have on myself right now. XOM, we did talk about oil. Wow, oil, Brendan, right now. If you can, I mean, there's nothing really to find out about it, but maybe there's some stocks in the oil sector that's moving.
There was some talk about XOM. I mean, their dividend being under pressure, which if you follow, that's still really safe dividends. XOM, Chevron as well. So you're going to see them under pressure. I mean, that's a big deal here, and I'm watching us continue to fall on XOM, thinking 38 was a bit of a price level. Forget about these wicks. Ignore that, guys. This move does not go past that 38 mark. Just retook those lows. I feel like I want to be short in front of this 38 on XOM. There. I got to take this one. It just feels entirely too weak not to be playing this weak move down in XOM. But watch out. I mean, the NQ approaching that 11,1 mark could run into some support there and some chop, maybe some sideways action heading up for us.
Okay, so we are short. We just took XOM short as well, and we did get out of our app, most of our Apple there at that 115.20. What a good out that was, saving us a hell of a lot of money right there. What's up, Brendan?
A couple of things on oil, guys. There's really no significant headlines. The IAE, International Energy Agency, coming out saying that the recovery in prices has officially stalled. We've started to see those inventories start to build up again. And also Labor Day, the long weekend, gasoline prices in the U.S., the lowest in 16 years, which is kind of interesting, guys.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay. We're just looking around here. I see Bitcoin broke below 10,000. We just did get out of some more of that Apple, so we'll wait to see what that's doing right here. And that's Apple making moves back to the upside. Debating another short up here. This has been good for us. This is where we built our short initially. We just took some out. Now I have 2% of my initial position still on. We did cash out most of it when we cracked through VWAP there, but right now Apple making some moves here back to the upside. I think a good name to look at here would be JP Morgan. Okay, we just did take out there some of our XOM short, 76, out there 69, so 7 cents on XOM, and yeah, we picked that one just because of oil, guys. You can see what oil's doing right now. Here is the oil chart. Like Brendan just mentioned, some names moving around. Oil down that 7%, making a bottom at 36 a barrel, so we'll see if that can hold. But XOM right now not making huge moves downside, but our out's going to be just a little bit over 38, guys.
Yeah, just going back quickly to Nikola, I mean, I do see here, and I'm watching that XOM as well, Sean. I just got trailed out on CCL. It's going to be a flat trade on the last little third that we had. Nikola breaks at 45. Now it's trying to retest it here, so made a bit of a bottom. I thought 40.50 might be that level. It looks like it's 42.5 where we made a bit of a bottom. I'm looking for a break back to the upside at some point, and it might be that 45 mark that we used as an out. If we can get through there, fair enough, but I much like 45.50
like
just a little bit better, so I'll wait a little bit longer on that one. I did take some out as well on XOM there in the 60s. I got the 72 short in XOM, looking 37.50. Next level to the downside. I'll continue to get that one out in stages. But 45.50, the level for me next on Nikola.
Okay, and here we go. A nice little move. Finally, darn it, I thought we were going to go down a little bit further there on XOM, but we still have 76s. It's really the only position that we have on, and we're light right now on Apple, as that looks like it wants to fall again. I was talking about getting some more short and then using this 116.50 as your out, especially if the NQ and these futures look to be bouncing around a little bit here. So good trade happening there for us. There it is, another one. So I don't know. We'll do pants down here. Not caught with them on XOM. XOM XOM continues, I'll put this chart up, continues to move down. We just get out at 63. That's a 77 to 63. 14-cent quick scalp here. Like I said on oil, I don't expect XOM to move too much. We could take 15 cents on it. We will do that. 55 cents now in the money on Apple as well, guys.
Yeah, just watch. GM, of course, the other side of that Nikola news, so let's cover it as well. 31.70, that previous breakup price. It is starting to slide back, I guess, selling a little bit on this news. It's trying to come back up, so a break for me on GM is going to be at that 31.60, not 31.50. I'll look for that, and maybe Nikola as well. GM's not going to be as volatile a name. It put in some support at 31, so I think any long I have would be in front of that price. I am seeing the futures try to bounce a little bit here. I mean, you can see the ES still continuing southbound, but we're trying to get a bit of a bounce. I feel like the names with positive news are a good place to go. GM, let's watch 31.60 break to the upside in addition to that Nikola.
Yeah, and we actually took Nikola right now. We took some shares right now at 44.30, 44.28 to be exact there. So we're going to wait to see if it does come back up to 45. Lost way too much money on this one, breaking these levels and getting into it early. So let's see if we could pick it up a little bit here and use some of this 43 as a little bit of an out. I don't know. I don't want to hold it all the way down to 42.50, but we'll do that and we'll get some more here, breaking through 45 and see if we can't wind up somewhere in the 46.30, 46.70 area on that one. But right now, we have a decent long on it. And there goes, wow, a beautiful trade right now. We'll hit the money sign on this one because it's a good one. We'll explode it on XOM. We talked about taking that as soon as we saw it. Breaks through sort of its daily range here of 37.90. We take it at 77. And look at this, guys. 58 out, 51 out, 60.70. So we've taken a lot of money off the table here on this one. And there goes Nikola, just like we thought, back to that 45 level. We're in the money now nicely, 40 pennies, guys.
Yeah, watching Beyond Meat try to consolidate here. We talked about the possibility of a secondary breakout on Beyond Meat. If I can get anything, you know, the issue here is going to be spread. It hasn't even done 1 million shares yet, and you're looking at 20, 30, 50-cent spread I just saw open up. So I was kind of hoping we would settle down, give you some consolidation around that opening range top, which was like this 126. Instead, the spread's still opening wide. It doesn't feel like it's going to be the greatest trade in the world. It's going to ramp up here, but it would have been almost impossible to pick up shares in that 127 break. Spread too big. Not a lot of liquidity, unfortunately, on that name. I do want to jump back over to Boeing, guys. Continuing southbound. I mean, it's unbelievable. I was looking at that pullback, hoping to get me back to 165. Ignore these wicks. It never even came close. We're now testing down to 160. So this is why you follow along in the watch list. We said Boeing's under pressure. We gave you the negative news. It was a great trade. It just looks like it could have been even better to the short side on this Boeing. Testing 160. Looks like any second now.
And here we go, guys. It's a home run right now for Nikola. Finally, buying some 44.30s. Now $1 plus in the money on Nikola. What's up, Brendan?
Another one moving this morning, guys, with a few analyst moves. Disney back to the upside here. Market's trying to hold, but Disney just breaking pre-market highs, so up 1.25%. We're still in this tight little range on the daily chart, but Disney looking strong, guys.
Yeah, good. Cowbell. Yeah, you know what? I look at that early. Disney's one of the big holdings that I have, so we'll look at see what Disney wants to do. But here we go, man. Just ringing the registers over and over again here on Nikola as we make that move all the way to the upside. And look at some of these outs, man. Right near VWAP. I thought we would get stuck around 46.20 or so, but VWAP seems to be the killer spot there. So we've taken some out again. Thank God we finally get a little bit of swish action. Not like our Raptors yesterday. Really what we say
air ball.
Didn't do well there. Yeah, we'd be missing air balls from the free throw line for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of ugly. I'm not impressed overall by the performance, of course, by the Raptors, but it is what it is. They did battle back to be even, so the fact that they were still alive in the series kind of says something. I waited for 45.50 on Nikola, and I'm going to go tighter stop than the last time. Give it a little bit less room to that 44, but I also did pick up GM through 31.61. That's looking like it's going to be, I'm not saying it's as good a trade or it's going to be a different style. Obviously, a little bit less volatile. I think getting me anything in front of that 32 area, definitely a first stop to be able to take some profit on GM. And of course, I still have a little bit of that XOM. 37.50 is holding up pretty well, Sean. I'm not going to trail anything here. I'm going to go with a break-even stop. If we hold below 37.50, I might consider trailing it down, locking in that 20 cents profit on XOM. But for now, looking GM 32 first target. I'll get some out in front. My stop is going to be in and around that 31.25. See if General Motors continue its surge to the upside. Obviously, it's tried to give some back. I like this turnaround on GM.
Yeah, I was trying to do a little Nicola dancing there. Okay, we just get out of some XOM for once again a big air horn type deal there. Hit the like and hit the subscribe for us today if you can. If you do like the show, make sure that you're watching this. And here we go, guys. It's a car crash because maybe no one's using oil anymore as we continue to go to the downside on XOM. So a nice dividend there. If that's ever becomes in flux, then yeah, watch out because XOM will continue to make the moves to the downside. I did want to check out on Disney quickly for you as a good look there by Brendan on Disney making moves upside. Now up that 1%. I can't remember if you mentioned was there a story about this, but we did see CCL. We did see a lot of these other names come back to us today. So Disney, a nice little move upside here. Breaking highs of the day, 133.70 on Disney. I think we can go long if it does get to that 134. 134 is pretty high here for Disney, so watch out, guys. Maybe let's pick some up if we can get some back around 133, which is right where we're at right now, guys. What's up, Brando?
We're going to go to Brandon in a quick second. I did say I was going to trail my stop. I'm going to move it on XOM now. 37.50 is going to get put in here. I got to do it. I just have to lock in some of this profit on that short. Make sure we can hang on to it, see how far it goes down. Brandon, what do you got?
It was Deutsche Bank, guys, with the upgrade on Disney today. If anyone's looking at this one, SRAX up 3.5%, already given back most of this move. They announced aftermarket on Friday. They were picking up a private company in their space. So this is a social media internet company, so they bought a smaller private company. That was a move to the upside today, but already back down to 280, guys.
There we go, SRAX there. We're flossing it off because, boom, there it is. Some nice little trading here for Nicola. Now we're 65 cents in the money on this bad boy. Makes a move all the way back, and look what we did again. We rinsed and repeat. We get out again right here near VWAP. What a great out that was. Sometimes it's not, the outs that you take. It's the trades that you don't have to suffer through back on the downside. So we did take some out. We had to suffer all the way back there, but learn from our mistakes. Take some out as we get right back to VWAP. So a nice little killer trade on that one. XOM, yeah, your boy hammered that one early. 37.75, bang, 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 bang. A bunch of outs. We still got some shares on this one as it looks to go now. Let's see if XOM can get to where we talked about. 46.20, we just got some out, 45.80. Now let's wait for this side upside. 46.20 or so. Got an order parked right there.
Just chewed through 46. Big seller there. About 40,000 shares got chewed through. So, I take a look at something like that, and if I see it, I'm going to take some out on that momentum. I'm going to be out now for the first leg. It's going to be 90 cents, but I'm going to hang on to some of this. I want to see if we can retest this 48 level, which was a hard turn off the open. So that's the next level up. I will now move my stop over to break even. So 45.50 on Nicola for the second half, and we'll see if we can get to 48. Brennan, what do you got, buddy?
Looking for some weakness, guys. Have a look at CRBP on the NASDAQ. This thing, wow, yeah, 76% to the downside. They had an autoimmune disease treatment they were working on. That treatment has failed in a late-stage study. So anytime that happens, yeah, you get basically cut almost more than in half, I guess, to the downside. Guys, a lot of people joining us for the first time this morning. Welcome if you are joining us for the first time. Trying to get to 80,000 subscribers this week, guys, so help us out. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Let's try and get to 80,000 coming up this week at some point. Also, hit the like button as well, guys. Back over to you.
Okay, watch out for Apple here. We'll just get out of what we have as it's now breaking the highs, 116.80. A good little shot here to go on Apple. Wow, what a big trade, man. XOM was huge, and now we have $1.20 plus. Now look at that out, man. We just got out 46.34. That's a big one. Pigs get slaughtered. But Nicola, big time trade happened there. 44.20 in, 45 in. Look, we really stepped on ourselves here going long early, but then we make some back right now. So a good trade there. Looking for Apple. I would love some coffee. Thank you so much,
Nicola
Randy.
and GM there, Sean, going to the upside. So kind of lockstep action. Obviously, they're tied at the hip today, and of course with this new venture with the stake the GM put in, I think it's a bit of a different trade when it comes to volatility. So I did mention this little break on GM was going to be into that 32, so I do take it here on the VWAP break. I get it all out in front of that 32 even. There could be some rinse and repeat options here for us if we get some sideways action on General Motors, but I'd rather hold the nickel along as opposed to the GM long, so you'll see me still in that one. I do want to jump back to Etsy because you see this kind of strength coming almost all the way back. Etsy of course, actually being added to the S&P 500. Tesla, of course, not. Bouncing off of 109, coming right back into the pre-market range. This 114 should be a big level for us here. If we can break out through there, I might have a look at Etsy long. Otherwise,
47,
if it rolls over, gotta almost take a shot. I'm looking at 48 is the ultimate target up. So for me on Nikola, I'm going to trail it. I already trailed it to break even. I'm going to trail it again at 46.50 in the event that we take out 47.
It's unbelievable how much money I actually lost on Nikola, considering how right we are now. Up $2 now on this trade. Obviously should have held and taken more spots right here, but Nikola now going to the upside. What a great out that was. So we are hitting the swish. Thank you to everybody for joining up today. We do have a nice amount of viewers now. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and if you're finding us for the first time, hit the share button. Send it to your friends, send it to your girlfriend, anybody you have who's interested in trading, maybe not your enemies, because this show continues to rock and roll. 47.80.
Why not? You should be kind to all people.
Yeah, be kind to everybody.
Hey, we wish good on everybody. I just, like I said, I'm going to stick to my word here on Nikola. And again, I'll go with the trailing stop. I talked about this 48. I'm trying to get out in front of it. I think there's a breakout through that price on its own if we can catch that. So I'll see if I can't take a couple of dollars and be happy with it. I'm going to trail it. Now, make sure I lock in at least $1 worth of a win on Nikola. We'll see how that one goes. I do want to jump back to
$2.
Literally the first trade that we had on here, which was VXRT. That catching a bit of a bid. Not the perfect out, but if you have a target, you take it at 525. It's trying to make a bottom at 5 even. That was Friday's close, so kind of a natural bottom area to have been made on VXRT. I saw 47.50 level a little bit on Nikola there, so I might just take it off right here, right now on consolidation. About $1.80 for me. I waited a little bit longer for that long. Probably should have gotten it early, but here's 48 going to come in. That's another level. I'll take a 48 break on Nikola. Just rinsing, repeating, getting in and out, guys.
Yeah, guys, a nice little $2.50 win on Nikola. And now we're looking to get some more on Apple. We're long right now, 81, bang, 40 cents right there. There's the first chicken dinner winner there, making some money back. Apple, my #1 stock by far today. Look at this, though. Nikola continues to go to the high side. We've already rinsed some out right now. This is a $2.70 win right now. So let's hear those cheers in the background. There it is. Good job there, guys. Thank you so much. We continue to crush some of these names. Apple upside as well. Nice little 40-cent win there. XOM continues to fall. That's 30 cents in the money. Let's get some out here in the 40s if we can. But big trades happening right now. I hate to do it, Brendan, but it's your up. Next man up. Let's go.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. First time in as long as I can remember, every single sector on the S&P 500 in negative territory at this point. So, big time red numbers here. 1.8% for the S&P, the Dow, 1.7%. Tech stocks leading here. 2+ for both the NASDAQ 100 and the composite here, almost 3% for the 100, 2.9% right now. Small caps also big time negativity, 2.25% to the downside for the Russell. Here in Toronto, the TSX 1+% to the downside so far. BOVESPA down in Brazil about 1.8% at this point. Let's have a look at a few things that are moving around. Here on the TSX, we talked about this Cogeco / Rogers / Altus deal going back a couple weeks ago. More details coming out on this one today. This is Cogeco, CGO down 7%. One of their largest stakeholders coming out this morning and saying, sorry, our shares are not for sale. So some question marks around this deal still. Cogeco, Rogers, and Altus USA. Cannabis names very weak this morning, guys. ACB came out and said they had to take a whole bunch of additional charges in relation to restructuring. So ACB down 4.3%. Did note that weed was not. It was negative, but not as much. And some of the banks here also in negative territory. TD among the leaders as well, down about 0.8%. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, yeah, TD Bank, a lot of things falling down here, including we just did cash in on some of our Apple right now, making that move down. But right here, what is this? Nikola right now nicely trading down to up to 47.80. We talked about that high. We're now above that. We go all the way to 48.50 and change. We don't take it. So let's get this out here. 48.18, 48.19 for the banger on Nikola. Apple is falling back down. No surprise there on the future. So what we want to do? Pick up some more. So So we do pick up a little bit more right now, 116.50 there. Trying to give it back into this chop area, a break through 116, and we'll get out. But right now, looking pretty good on Apple. Just took an average price, 116.60 we're in at right now on Apple.
Yeah, you talked to Apple. I was talking a little bit about Facebook as well. I mean, took a shot on the break to the upside. It didn't work. We got stopped out. It continues to run up here. So off of a big-time support level at 270, obviously a good one for you. On the daily chart, you're sort of looking at this 280 mark. Could run into a bit of resistance there. Going to last week, you're talking about Friday's close action. So a rollover here shy of 280, or maybe some sideways action could be in play. It's not that big of a move up in the market as we're seeing. There goes Nikola.
There we go,
that
Nikola.
48 level. Looks like, where is my long? I'll try to pick that one up on the way back in, but 48 does break on Nikola. That was another break to the upside with, sky above this 48 mark, 50, and then maybe like a 53, 54.
Oh,
Still plenty of room, like we said, to run on Nikola, guys.
Yeah, bang right now. A nice one. Catapulting ourselves. Nikola, $3.50 now into the money. As a shareholder, me likey up 37%. And day trading right now. These are our longs. Bang, bang. We hit that in. Boom, $4 right now as we turn bullish on some of these names. And look what's battling back right now too as well. Apple goes up to 116 and change. Let's see if we get 117. We're still watching these futures. We're watching the NASDAQ 100 as well. I got to say thank you to Valeria for the refill as well.
Yeah, I just scalped in and out of Nikola. I just saw 49, bit of an iceberg. I mean, the second I punched along in on the next little break at 48.50. I saw an iceberg for a split second at 49 for those of you guys that don't have level 2 access or level 1, level 2 access, guys. I saw a bit of a refresher. I'll use 49 as a second break, or maybe a third break, I guess, technically. But just quickly took 40, 50 pennies out of that one, in addition to the previous trade. Look for 49 and 50 breaks to the upside. So much room to run. If we get and hold this 48 area, I think maybe a retest of that 52 would be fantastic. That would be the next target up in the event that 49 does break. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Speaking of turning bullish, guys, Peloton through 85 here. New day highs on Peloton, now 6.5%. They're liking the idea of a cheaper bike and a treadmill, guys.
All right, yeah, just looking to see what's some bullish action right now. Yeah, Disney as well making moves, Brendan, so as you brought that to our attention. We still got this $3 winner on right now for Nikola, but we are breaking back down through this level. So 47.50, there it is, a big crash there. Wow, this is what we're talking about. You see, we were just talking about 47.50, and it crashes to 46.50 right there. So we're out. We have a very, very small position, but we should cash some in at some point. But Apple right back upside. We're long 57 right now. Was just in the 70s again. Took some out at 116.90. Let's put another order there. What's up, Beep?
Just double checking on Slack here, guys. Yes, so Slack reporting aftermarket tonight. Earnings coming up on Work in New York, up 4% here heading into earnings. So we saw some of these names with big moves over the past few weeks, guys. Have a look at Work.
Yeah, I'm also looking at this sort of dip buy opportunity in Nikola off of both of you off 46 even as well. See if we can't retest that seller at 49 that I scalped in front of on the last trade. I ended up picking some up here at 47, 29, just in front of 47 even. So I definitely would take this out in front of 49, looking for it to hopefully break that. I think rinse and repeat. Nikola's done 37 million shares, which if you follow this stock, that's a heck of a lot here just at 10 o'clock. So I do think there's going to be an opportunity for good liquidity to get in and out of this one. Plenty of styles. You can hold on for some bigger trades. You can try and get in and out. But I'm looking for us to bounce off 46, retest that 49 area with this particular long. I did want to jump back over to one other name here, guys. XOM, obviously, we talked about the energy space. It's really starting to consolidate down here at 37.50. I'm not necessarily looking to go long. I'm just certainly thinking of the fact that it could be a secondary breakdown. And this range here, very, very choppy for an XOM, 37.40 to 37.60. If it does break up, I'm not holding any shorts past 65. And I would at least consider a scalp long back into VWAP on XOM. First look will be short if it breaks the low of the day. But watch out for that 65. I would definitely consider a quick little long trade in XOM. Brennan, what do you got?
Just hearing possible issues, guys, of both Zoom, the platform, or the video conferencing, and also Twitter in certain areas of the U.S. apparently out right now. So Twitter downside already 3% in the tech space, but you guys touched on Zoom already. Both apparently having outages right now.
Okay. We'll wait on that one then, and we'll see what's happening. I'm not going to go right over to Twitter right away because of the market, right? I mean, obviously that's another reason why. But we pick up some more Apple and we hit the cowbell once again. I told you we're trying to defend this. Yes, sir. Boom. big time move there. Nice little trade here on Apple. Needless to say, look where we just picked it up, guys. 116.40, 116.44, and then get them out 117. So nice, beautiful win there. Still $2.50 winner on Nikola, and still out right now. We did a beautiful trade there, out at 45. That was the bottom. Neil talked about us holding 37.50, but yeah, it going today. Shout out to everybody as well doing your hydration nation. Keep it going today. This is kind of a cheat. I didn't fill it all the way up, but we're going to get hydrated very, very soon. As a 50-cent win now on Apple, breaking through 117 and change. How high can we go? We do not know. 117.20. We got an order right there. Let's get out of that if it can go. But right now, 3 for 3 on board. Hit the air horn.
Yeah, just like I said, I'm going to get in and out of Nikola over and over again. We just took a quick little dollar scalp there. So we did have like a 50-cent scalp and a dollar scalp in our last two longs. This 48, that was the original breakout price. Look, 49 is a new one for me. I want to see if we can hold 46. That's going to be the next thing. So I'm not going to touch it in the middle again. It's going to be either holding VWAP at 46 or breaking out through that 49 on Nikola. I feel like this is a stock we're not going to want to get too far away from this one today, just given the absolute action that it's had. And you can certainly, look, if you feel like we caught that bottom and you want to hang on to a longer term or sort of a longer time frame long trade, not a bad idea off of this little VWAP here. I'm going to be in and out. That's going to be the style for me. 49 on the next break or 46 if we can hold.
And we're yelling a little bit here. We rolled the dice on some Apple. Boom! Big time winner here coming down through you guys. Hit the siren for Apple. Apple right now $1.20 in the money. Nikola $3 in the money. XOM 25 cents in the money. You can see all my positions down below there as we watch Apple, my highest stock today, just rip to the upside right now. Apple and XOM have been fantastic. Make that move to 117.60. Go Apple, go. You can do this one even higher. Let's see how high we can go. But we're looking at more names, and there's never a unavailability of names. As I look over there and I see Brendan at the big screen with some upgrades and downgrades, 117.50. Let's cash out of some Apple. What a big win right here, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few more symbols to have a look at so far this morning. We'll talk about some upgrades on this side, downgrades over on that side. Mentioned Disney, the only one on this list so far. Yeah, back in positive territory. We talked about Disney making moves to the upside. Ford trying to get higher, but struggling a little bit. And Oxy, yeah, big time negativity along with the rest of that group. We'll show you that one in a second. Moderna here, the lead stock to the downside after multiple downgrades. Positive vaccine news in other names. So Moderna really under pressure. Nokia and United Rentals, a few of the other ones. Let's shift over here and have a look at Oxy. First off, straight to the downside. $12 was the level in the pre-market, trading just above 11 right now for Oxy, guys. Really in trouble today. mRNA, yeah, big flush off of the open here. Tried to get back to 58, ended up at 54. That was a $4 move to the downside at the open there, but all the way back up to basically where it started the day for Moderna. Guys, back to you.
You're going to be looking at NVAX as well, sort of in that space. I love these little pan shots. These guys with their nice little toys there. But just watching Moderna start to NVAX start to roll over after almost $10 move to the upside, testing previous close at 93, also testing pre-market highs. I'm looking at this 90 to 91 area to see if I can't work into a bit of a retracement short on an NVAX. You're going to use this mark here at 91 to 91.50 for more of an area stop on Novavax. I mean, when it comes to the spread, it's about 20 cents. But I prefer area stops to hard stops on this stock. It can be tricky if you just pick one average price and then go with it in a vacuum. So I'm going to use that $2 range, see if we can't roll into a bit of a short trade. Pullback time, NVAX. Retesting, hopefully, this 49. That's my next stop on Nikola. We'll get in that one again. Now scalp trading that name.
Guys, check the board out right now. What we're doing is crazy. Apple up $1.50 right now on this Apple trade. Bang it. We got out too much at 117, but now we're at 118. Did I say $1.50? Check $1.60 on that one. Nikola, we don't have that much left, so we're not trading it. We're not really scalping it in and out. We're just trying to hold this to see how high we can go upside now. Cashing in. Have that patented 10% left that I like to hold on on Nikola. So wish we had a little bit more. Lost way too much in this drop, but made it back all the way to the upside. Now looking to cash them out. Maybe 48.60, decent out spot right now on Nikola. But I don't know. It bounced off 49 a little bit there too. Why don't we get it out at 49 for $4? Look, we don't want to let our ideas go to waste here. We're already in the money, $3.50 on Nikola. So I gave you Nikola today. I gave you XOM today. And then Apple's been a good one so far as well. The only things we've missed out on really has been Nikola early on that drop. I did like JP Morgan long early, and that didn't work out as well. This not a big hit. We did clear it off once it did crush that bottom of the day there. But right now, JP Morgan forming a little bit of consolidation here. I like a 101 break, I think.
Yeah, just got into position, of course. I just talked about NVAX there. I do pick some up at 90 on the short. We did give you a range there, 91, 91.50, somewhere in that price range for a bit of an out. Nikola going to break that 49. So, well, I shouldn't have just said it's going to break. Could be breaking 49 any second now. I did see still a bit of a level there in level 2. It wasn't a huge amount of shares, but it was enough that maybe we reversed. It was an iceberg the first time. Looks like there's some shares selling. I'll get in and out of that one. Hopefully 49 to 50, 52, the next level to that upside. So let's go Nikola. Hopefully we can get a bit of a ramp up in that name. I do want to take us back into NVAX, which I just, of course, got to position in. I need to see it break down below 89.50 before I consider taking anything off there. So I'm not looking for like 50 or 60 cents. You're hoping to get a bit of a trade back into this pre-market chop, 87 to 88. That would be the ultimate target on a breakdown. So short now in NVAX. I'd be considering certainly adding on sideways action, but can't give it through that high too far with that area of 91 to 91.50.
Did we just break
as a bit
there?
of a stop. Brendan's got something for us.
Another one from the watch list, guys. Beyond Meat just making new highs here as well through 132. Once again, the market trying to get back to the upside. So big volume spike came in there as we broke to new day highs for Beyond Meat, guys.
Guys, we are just crushing everything right now. Nikola, $4 in the money as we go. JP Morgan, new longs, 84s. So that's moving around in nicely as well. There goes Nikola, banger on that. We punched that one in the face. Nikola, beautiful long here at 44, banged it out at 45. Now we're back up to 49. Just wish we would have held on to a little bit more of those, but what can you do? $100 here was the bottom for JP Morgan. We're buying some in here. We're going to give it all the way down here to $100.40 if we can. But look at this, guys. We just continue. You know, we can't call ourselves a scalper and not scalp out. So there's a little bit of profit there. 20, 30 cents to go on JP Morgan, but $2 on Apple as it just keeps on ripping to the upside here. 118 and change going on Apple. So that's a good trade. Let's just watch Nikola continue to run to the moon. This is a smooth $4. So when we get some of these ideas, guys, sometimes they actually pay off, which is nice to see. And you're Disney, Brendan. Oh my God. Why did we not just hit that when you started first talking about it? That's why you always got to hit up Brendan. I believe it was around here, 133 or so. We're talking about breaking out that new high. Now we're up to 134 and change. Great look there on Disney there, Brendan. Thanks for that one. We'll look to get in if it can retrace back down to 133.50.
Yeah, my fifth long on the way up from that break at a VWAP on Nikola. I did take almost all of it out for the quick little scalp. You can see all the executions there in front of 49.50. Like I said, I'm in scalp mode on this name. Like we've been taking it multiple times here. I'm going to trail the last little bit. I do have 20% left on of this 49 break. Thinking we can get that to 50, even on that. Look, I'm going to give it maybe 10, 15 pennies on the south side of break even to see if it can make that second run. I do want to re-enter this trade on dips aggressively at 47 if I can, so not really worth giving it too much here. Just actually got flatted on it there, so I'm going to look for another re-entry point there. NVAX working in the money a couple of times for me, like I said, not looking for 40 or 50 cents or 60 pennies. Got to be $1.50 to $2.50 for a winner there on NVAX shorts. Brendan, what do you got?
One of the original vaccine-related names, guys. OPCO Health. Remember OPK up 7.4% today, coming into big-time levels here on the daily chart, though. 330 up to 340. Just be careful there. But apparently, the New York City School District Board has selected their testing kit to use in their schools. So OPK getting some business through New York City schools, guys.
Okay, OPK. I like that one. Good name there. Okay, $3.26. Let's just see. Yeah, big bump. Nice look. $3.31 as the high. Okay, our Nikola just right now at day's high. $4, $5 in the money right now on that one. And check Apple, man. Kaboom! That's at day's. So right now I have a $2 winner on for you, and a $5 winner on for you, and a 28-cent winner on for you that we're basically out of this one anyways, but it's still falling. And then the only problem right now is this 35-cent loser that we do have on JP Morgan. So this continues to go to the downside. Watch the futures here. I wonder if people are rotating back into tech right now as you see what Apple's doing and what Nikola's doing. So $5 now in the money on Nikola and $2.50 on Apple. Let's just get JP Morgan going and we can make this a decent morning, guys.
Yeah, let's just go. I'm going to keep the scalp level going. So 49 obviously we came and crushed that. 150 are going to take that one as well if Nikola wants to go. I'm watching back, and you talk about our watch list here. INO was on the watch. What a great short. I don't know if Brennan caught a piece of this one. I certainly missed it, shorting over in VXRT instead. Now the hard bounce has come in. It did bounce kind of below Friday's close price, so it did dip down below there. But watch out. It looks like 940 to about 920 is support level it's going off of. I'm going to be looking at 10.30, call it like 10.10 to 10.30 to short in front of it. And the breakout for me, now that you've sort of already missed that 940 break, the breakout for me would be at 10.30. I'm going to short once it gets into that 10.10 to 10.30 range on a rollover. That's the idea in INO here. It's basically flat on the session now, but this one did ramp up and was at $11 in the pre-market. So if it tests any higher, I will be taking a shot at a rollover on INO.
Look at this, guys. $2.50 now in the money on Apple. We just touched 119 on that. 119 is a nice level. If we go back here to Friday, this is kind of where we stopped on the move back downside. We ripped up to 122 and change there on a nice move back. And then to close the day was 120, basically even. So now we go upside here. $2 plus in the money right now on Apple. So yeah, looking at maybe closing this right here if we can. 118.80, good trade upside there. There is some consolidation. 117.95. We'll dump this if it breaks through 118. I think that makes the most sense here. 117.89, I guess. We'll break that through. But everything moving, man. $5 on Nikola. Big time win here on XOM and Apple. We just need JP Morgan to go. But I haven't traded any of these today. I know Neil has. I know Brendan has. But it's small cap recap time with the man at the big board.
Hey guys, yeah, another day. It was kind of quiet once again when it comes to small caps this morning. We talked about this one right before the open. If you joined us between 9 and 9:30, VXRT, both of these, and INO. I'm going to talk about Inovio here as well on the watch list this morning, guys. So sign up for the watch list. VXRT. If we go out to the daily time frame here, there's a couple levels I mentioned, 6 and then kind of 650, which is this consolidation. Then there's another little consolidation from way back when around that 650 area. So 6 and then 650. We topped out just above 650 early on this morning. Once it got back below 6, started consolidating. Pretty clear line in the sand there as far as that is Neil. Not my chart, guys. If we could put my chart back up on the TV, that would be fantastic. But 6, big time line in the sand for this one. Yeah, VXRT, $6 here. We came all the way down to 5. Ended up at $5 for this one, working its way back up. But a great opportunity to the short side, not on Neil's face, but on VXRT. INO was the other one here, topping out at $10.80. We mentioned there's a little bit of vaccine-related news for INO this morning as well. Came back through 10.50 all the way down to 10. This move all the way back down is enormous, to say the least. I mean, this is 9 down here. We were up at almost 11. So you got to be able to, take your trade where you see fit. And if you miss out on, this much of the move, as I did this morning, be fine with that, because to see this kind of a move higher and then come all the way back down and then some is just not normal for these types of stocks. But if you did hold on to a little piece, great move. A couple dollars back to the downside for INO today. Let's go back to Neil.
Speaking of breakouts, we did talk about the positive news in Etsy, of course, being added to the S&P 500 there. So there obviously was a good wins for them. Hard bottom off that 108, and we did talk about a potential breakout through that 114. I did miss it, but it approaches and holds. Pre-market highs at 118. That's a patented rollover for me. Once it literally just broke this 116.50, and I got 116.53. So consolidation ramped down. Similar setup to NVAX here. Both these we have short. and this is in the money about 80 pennies or so, but watch 114 is that support level. The breakout was at that price on the way back up. I would certainly expect to take almost all of it out in front. If it does turn at 115, I'll be happy with $1.50 on return there. NVAX has finally broken back below 90, so in the money about 50 pennies on that. Like I said, looking for $1, $1.50, and then $2.50 ultimately on most of these shares. But there goes Etsy to the downside. Yeah, dance off, good timing there, because almost a full dollar in the money on that Etsy trade. Retracement, guys, if it ever breaks that high a day, I guess we'll jump to that long party once again.
Yeah, we screwed up our JP Morgan trade, so let's see if we can't get something more on this one. We'll short it through $100 here and then just see. We tried it, and then like we said, we scalped out a decent amount, but did not expect to get busted out all of that, so that's okay. Apple, we did get out there on that break through 118, so Apple, the biggest stock for me today, to the moon goes that stock, Apple, so watch out there if you're still on that. I did dump it. It does make a high there of 119 and change. Did want to give a big shout out to our recent member here, Dimes, dropping those dimes there. Thank you so much for that. And then there we go. Rounders, comment on Market Wisdom. Good call. Someone watching our Market Wisdom, which is our favorite page besides the live one. Definitely check out our Market Wisdom. Valeria will be dropping that. Nicola, back all the way to $50. We punching that one in the face. A nice $5 winner here on Nicola. Let's see if we can make some money somewhere else. Look at this, breaking through 50 right now. Darn it, just wish we still had our initial longs, but a good little pickup on the bottom here, 44 and change. Nicola bouncing off 50, giving this guy some cash.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been in and out. I'm going to be in again if it breaks, and it just broke that 50. I actually didn't get triggered in. I know I did get some at 06, bit of a late fill for me there, so I'll try to do my best to continue the scalp trade to the upside on Nicola. I love that you guys watch rounders after that. If poker and trading kind of go hand in hand, but news and Brendan also go hand in hand. Let's go to him.
ACB, guys, I mentioned it here in Toronto, but obviously dual listed. You can trade it down in New York, down 3%. But just popping up on a volume chart, you can see a little bit of a volume spike coming in here. This is the definition, if anyone was wondering, this is the definition of a week daily chart, but trying, guys, to hold this $8 level here as support for ACB.
Yeah, so in once again on Nicola, and then just in seconds. I mean, literally a matter of 10, 15, 20 seconds worth of a scalp. And this is what I'm sort of doing. I don't know where the top is going to be. I think maybe if it's sustained above 50, and then you see it pull back hard, guys. So, it was 50-cent scalps. We just got some out there for like 30. Each time it breaks, I'm taking a little bit less. We did have the one pullback trade for more, like $1 worth of a win. But the breakouts are getting a little bit more thin for me. But I am almost all out of it. I did hang on to that last 20%. I might have to take this one out here as it finally looks like we're selling off a little bit in Nicola. And the pullback that I talked about, the 46, let's file that one away a little bit for later because that's now $4 in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, and we're $4, $5 in the money on that Nicola, so we're going to watch out for that one. JP Morgan, I'm trying to go short here, I think, ahead of this $100 level, down 3% now. Still waiting for 100 to break. Tried to get some up here in the 50s and just missed. So if it comes back to 50, we will take a little bit of a short here on JP Morgan and see what we want to do with that one. We're still holding that Nicola long. Not had too much success getting in and out of it, so we're just going to hold it forever. What about Disney right now? 135. Wow. This name just keeps on rocking and rolling. I was waiting to get back into it down here at 133. That doesn't happen. Should took this opportunity to get some 134s. So let's look at it again, man. Maybe 134.60. Would love to get some Disney. It's one of the only strong names that I can find here today. Obviously, despite Nicola. Tesla 364 right now. Wow. That stock also making moves off the bottom.
Yeah, and GM continues to run. I mean, Nicola's not the only runner that we're seeing here. GM making some moves off the bottom. Etsy looks like it might take the top off again, so that short rollover does not work, but I roll into a long. 118 was a top-end break there. Watch out GM at this 32, 40-ish range. It could give you another potential break into that pre-market high, which was at 32.80. So we're now watching GM after sort of going heavily in and out of Nicola. GM continuing to test towards the next level, 32.40 for potential break. Look for like 25, 30 cents worth of a scalp on that trade. Brendan, what do you got?
Guys, just noticed a few of the other bigger pharmaceuticals, some of the drug makers moving around today as well. Merck here, one of them, MRK down 1.8%, kind of consolidating at day lows. Flip over to AstraZeneca, almost the exact opposite. Big move higher today, up almost 2%, looking to take out day highs, both obviously with ties to vaccine creation in one way or another. Valeria is watching what is going on over in Europe. What's up, V?
Yes, Brandon. Britain's Royal Mail is up more than 22% after raising its revenue target for the current year. That's all, and back to you.
Yeah, nice look. Had a look at that one over in London. Guys, lots going on a Tuesday.
All right, we're long now. Tesla, 366. So it does go all the way to 368, 369, only $2 in the money. But I'm looking at this high, yes, or not high, but where we were, 375, kind of this area here, 374, 375 as a little bit of a bunched up spot there. So if we can go long, we are long right now, $3 in the money on Tesla. Well, I mean, it's bouncing, $2, whatever you want to call it. But 372, 374, 375 maybe coming into play here. And I'm only going to give it back down to this 360 level where we have broken before, and watch out, snapped all the way to 359 and change. So watch out for 360 here. But that's what we're talking about. It's a $6 worth of risk. And I just like the chances of us getting back to here before we get back down to here. So right now, that stock moving around. And we do have our stop in 48.50 or so on Nikola as that's bouncing off 50 just a couple times. Got as high as 50.50 there. Maybe we get out of Nikola, but this is already a $5 win. So letting that ride. There goes Tesla, hopefully breaking through 370. Let's see.
Yeah, I was just about to go to INO, but it's not quite up at that target reversal range. But I'll tell you, Beyond Meat just continues its ramp, and we talked about there being room till about that like 135 to 140 range. Well, we just hit or tested 135, I should say, 134.94, the new high. What goes up usually must come down. So I'm going to be looking to see if we can roll over in front of that 135. Before that does happen, I just want to remind everybody, guys, we do have coming up a little bit later on today. Obviously it's been a while since we've seen a bear market, but maybe a timely time to put this one up here on our Market Wisdom page. We do go over what is a bear market, how you can actually react to one, maybe be prepared for the next one in the event that it does happen. So check that one out on our Market Wisdom channel. Anything that you want us to cover or in the future, hit us up on Twitter, drop it in the chat, throw it in the comment section of these. We try to get them up to you guys. Whatever topics you want us to cover. Obviously, Beyond Meat is going to be in play. There hasn't been a significant pullback since right after the open off of 130. Is 135 the next level to work off of? That's what I'm going to be hoping as I try to catch this one in front of that price. 135, even that'll be my stop. Let's see if I can't get a short in the mid 134 range. Brendan, what do you got?
Impressive move, guys, on Etsy, still going. We mentioned that was one of the ones that was added to the S&P 500 instead of Tesla. Here's another one, Catalent CTLT, about to make new highs as well, above 85. The other one, Teradyne TER, a little bit relatively weak compared to the other three, but Catalent and Etsy still going, guys.
Yeah, we're still waiting for JP Morgan to take out the bottom here of 100. I'm trying to get some short into that one. We're still watching Nikola, obviously, and we still have our Tesla along 366, just bouncing around here a little bit. It does try to go 368 and change. Maybe we'll take a little more long if we can get 368, not 369, I guess, on a break. We'll take a little bit more to average in, but right now we're just kind of cruising along here. Futures drop, we're screwed, but as long as we stay high side, we may be okay. So 360. Looking like our out here on Tesla as we continue to move higher in that name, hopefully. JP Morgan right now, there's the short that we just took on. You ever see a purple tick there? That's going to mean a short. So here we go, shorting JP Morgan, long Tesla, long Nikola, and short XOM. So two on both ways here, guys, long and short.
Yeah, and GM, we just talked about that 32.40 just a second ago. Looked like it broke, left me behind, but I'll see if I can't pick some up on the way back in. Able to do so there at 44. Just going to ride this one to that previous consolidation top, 32.25. See if we can't scalp it to that high. We talked about 32.80 being the high. I just mentioned Beyond Meat to you guys. Spread has been a bit of a problem in Beyond Meat. I did try to pick this one up, in the 134.70 to 85 range on the way back down in front of 135 even. I will get out and reverse to a breakout long in the event that we take out that even dollar area. But GM new position alert, unfortunately, unable yet to get a short in Beyond Meat off this consolidation. I might just have to go with a 134 breakdown for a smaller size, and then allowing me to hold it for that $1 to the high of the day, 134.94. I'll round that up to 135 even, guys.
Okay, yeah, we're doing the same thing here. We're trying to watch. We just got out of Nikola, breaking through 48.50, so that's a $4 win right there. Good idea for Nikola. Anybody long on that name? It seems like that's been a good one so far today. Brendan, give us something else, bud.
It is Tuesday. That means Dave & Buster's is... No, I don't know. I feel like I talk about this stock every single day, guys. Play. Dave & Buster's 4% today to the upside on a Deutsche Bank upgrade, just about to take out day highs for Play, guys.
That
The
stock
only
ain't
time I
playing.
made money in Dave & Buster's, well, I shouldn't say, I think once or twice I've actually traded making money, but the one time I actually did well at Dave & Buster's when one of the machines was broken and was literally just spitting out those little tickets, and there was a couple in front of my girlfriend and I at the time. We're like, why are they continuing to play at this machine? And they're not doing anything. And they eventually came up to us and said, hey guys, this machine's broken. It just continues to spit them out. Just stand here and pretend that you're playing and you'll win a prize. We literally got one of those cheap little plastic things.
Yeah, that's all they have there.
That's all they
anyways.
got there. But I guess people find it fun. I think it's cool when you're 19 or 20 years old. But obviously, I'm a couple of years removed from that. It is what it is. Play is on the run today. And every time Brendan mentions this, I feel like it's a missed opportunity. So I might have to start thinking about this trade. There is this $20 level. We did get there last week, hard reversal on a failed break through it. So I feel like that could be a good price to work off of. I'm going to file that one away, having missed the first move, but watch for that 20 even. Sometimes the second break is better than the first. Hopefully that's the case as well with Dave & Buster's as it tries to test that 20 that it failed at last week. So ignoring this high at 65, waiting for 20 even on Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, and we're still back. I mean, it's unbelievable. I get into Tesla and we're just bouncing around right now. It does get as high as 368. We're going to adjust it down here to 360.50 like we talked about. We'll get out of that if that one doesn't want to go for us. That is Dave & Buster's. That is Tesla making moves back to the downside now as we look. So that's okay. We did take a shot at it. We thought that we could get going a little bit more than that. We're going to take a $6 hit if it does break through down here. $3,360 on that move. McDonald's making some moves here today as well, as I saw a little bit of a bump up, I thought, in McDonald's. And Walmart there, yeah, there it is, 212 up to 215, looking like it wants to break a little bit back down. Watch out for some of this consolidation area, 214.50 on MCD, Brendan.
Just saw Spirit here, guys. SPR down 4+%, almost 4.5%. Trying to get back higher, though. Obviously, on the Boeing news, there's a big time level on the daily chart here at $20. This is $20 down here. So bounced in front of it, but Spirit to the downside today, guys.
Yeah, and GM continues its sort of slow ride to the upside. And again, it's a solid trade here. The VWAP break, I didn't hold it to consolidation, unfortunately, but I did just get back in on that 32.40 break. Got 44s, takes them out on the way towards hopefully that 32.80 high. So much like the first one, it's going to be a scalp trade for me. Just trying to take that 15 to 25 cent win all the way up, and then 32.80. Let's hope we can hold that one and get some consolidation for what can be a hopefully big break up through that price. I would consider shorting it like I just did in Beyond Meat there, guys. I talked about two things that could happen when I tried to get it the first time. Either I would eventually just settle on taking the breakdown, or it would have to come back up and give me my short in front of 135. It gives me the latter. I do get 134.69 here. I'll take some out in front of that 134 break, so you catch like a 50, 60 cent scalp, only risking 30 pennies plus slippage anyways. But now if we can take out this 133.50, I feel like we could have at least $2.5 worth of a winner on the second half of this Beyond Meat short. 135 psychological level. I will get out at that price regardless. Maybe even break into a bit of a long depending on when that happens. Fly just flying right past my head there. That was kind of interesting. But yeah, just a 1/3 left in GM and the second half of the short in Beyond Meat. Let's see if we can't get someone to come back down.
Yeah, we're still waiting for JP Morgan to go as well. We don't. Apple's my number one stock. We don't have anything on Apple right now, though. And Tesla does come out there at 360. Kind of, I don't want to say as expected, but when we started failing up here, I changed my stop. I was going to give it down here, and it's a good thing we did because there it goes. Tesla cracking. We should have noticed that it was giving up the ghost up here. It just stopped going. It stopped going here, but then broke and went, and that's when we went long. There's the break back down. So a nice little out out. We lose money on Tesla, but a good out here as the market, not the market, but I guess Tesla now falling back. It tried to get going there, still down 15%. That's pretty ugly for Tesla. We did average into JP Morgan up here at 60. Now you go back down to 49. We're short now at 50. Looking to get some out if we can in the 30s again. But ultimately, I still think we could break this $100 mark on JP Morgan, down that 2% today. But you know what? The thing about JP Morgan is I like the long on this name just because I see tech is getting crushed and money needs to go somewhere. So I'm a little bit torn on this position, but I'm just going to trade what I see here. And right now, that looks like it's moves to the downside here, especially with my opinion on the market looking like it wants to move downside. So we got a bid at 35 here. See if we can't take 15 cents on a little bit of this one and then hold the rest down here, maybe even in the 20s if we're lucky enough.
Yeah, Beyond Meat testing 133, so about a buck and a half in the money here. I'll be almost as satisfied if that thing goes to 131 as I would be if I can kill the fly that keeps flying around and buzzing around here. But look, Boeing was, we had a good trade and probably my best trade of the day. Not probably, it literally is my best trade of the day, but it's trying to come back into that 165, 166 where we initially liked that short. So remember, negative news on Boeing when it comes to the Dreamliner double dipping, the market sort of staying weak. At some point, I want to see if the stock will roll over, but I'm trying to be patient. I needed to retest at least close towards that opening range, up at that 166, and it's getting very close to doing so. So file that one away here. Brendan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Another one from last week, guys. We were talking about this one over the past couple of weeks. Really, Big C on the Facebook news. They were providing some e-commerce support and work for Facebook. Big move up over the past couple of weeks, but just popped up on a volume chart here. We had a huge reversal on this thing on Friday through 90. Ended the day back above this 100 area, kind of 104, you can see from Friday. So we're in that zone right now, still doing a little bit higher relative volume again for Big C, guys.
Okay, I'm still looking at this JP Morgan short here. We just did cash them out for a nice win. So we'll hit a little bit of a disco ball here, get some dancing action going. We did talk about getting some out in the 30s. There we go, 34. A little bit of an out there on JP Morgan. So now we make the moves to the downside. And guys, JP Morgan not on the watch list, but many of our other names on there today, including Tesla, including Apple, Nikola on there as well. Nikola, nice little win here. That's $4 or $5 given to you. Again, we talked about this off the watch list, how we liked it long all day. Look, these are all longs. Not one short in here. Wish we were short up here, but not one short into Nikola today. So that's a good one. Now looking to break 50 once again. Watch out, man. I think I'm going to go long if we break through 50-50, not 50. Let's give it till 50-50 back here and then give it a clean 50 cents there. So we'll see if we can't break one more time on Nikola through 50-50, high side break on that one. And JP Morgan finally making that move downside. We're looking for a $100 even break on this name.
Yeah, just going to move my stop on Beyond Meat here now that it slides into the money as we get that angle that I love. Missing my head altogether. You're putting it up, and Brendan shot. No, we're having a lot of. You guys are having a lot of fun. Obviously, the production crew here. But I do need to move my stop just a little bit here. I was going to give, and I'm still going to look at that high of day, of course, at 134.94 being that top. So call it 135 on Beyond Meat. We did take the first scalp short. It did stall out here at 133. I'd look for that break to give me my target down around that 132 mark. But I do have to at least understand that I want to lock in profit on this trade. I want to be able to make another decision. Do I want to short in front 135 again? With this style of a trade in front of that high of day, there's no way once I've taken my first level of target out, that I'm going to let it turn into a loser when it's already tested down $1.50 lower. So I'll go with about close to a break-even stop around this 134.50 area and then see what happens. If it goes to 135, I have to make a judgment call. If I like that short again, it's definitely going to be a long break at this point, showing some continued strength in Beyond Meat. Wow, a sea of red. We need to go to Brendan for our sector watch. Let's go to the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at what is moving the overall market so far today. The S&P now 1.4, so we are off the lows, but still, yeah, very negative right across the entire board. The big one down here to my left here is the energy group. 6-7% decline for crude oil. So every single name in this box in negative territory. We'll have a look at a couple of the leaders here. FDI, Apache, and Devon all between 8.5% and 9% to the downside. There's Oxy, Marathon, Halliburton there as well, all 6 to 7% to the downside. So a lot of the negativity coming from energy stocks. Banks are also very weak. The entire group, in fact, in negative territory. Not a single stock. These are all still negative. The little ones down here, still negative on the day. Insurance companies, banks, and diversified, all in negative territory. Tech shares outside of HPQ up 2% on the day for HPQ. Everything else in this group in negative territory. There's Apple, 2.3% to the downside. There's Adobe, 2.4%, FISV, Microsoft, JKHY, CDNS, to name a few, all 2+% to the downside through 3% even. Healthcare stocks also struggling on the day. Yeah, there we go. Not sure what happened there. Healthcare stocks in negative territory as well. PRGO and Gilead among the leaders to the downside. CNC and ISRG there in the equipment makers. Go way over to the far corner there. Material stocks. Material stocks and energy stocks equal as far as declines on the day, if you can believe that. 5.25% for Mosaic, IP, and CF, all 3+%. Pretty red right across the board, guys. 1.7%, man, 0.3% as I was talking to the downside. Let's go back over to Sean.
Yeah, good look there, and we just go bang, 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 and we punch out JP Morgan. Look at this, average, bang, out now at 100. We talked about it coming down to there, so we just layer out down here and just can continue to catch some of those rebates and then making that money off of this $100.61 short. You're now breaking through 100 like we thought. So averaged in early at 130, let it go up against us here, and we average it in against some of these VWAPs and some of this high of the day now. So now a good trade. We are going to look to go short more here on XOM as the day comes. So watch out for that as we go. So JP Morgan looking to punch a short through once again as we go. So JP Morgan breaking through 100. Yeah, it looks like a decent trade if it can go. Breaking through 100. We can still give it all the way upside here, $100.60. But there goes 100 for a nice little 62-cent win right there. So Pokeroo saying, yeah, what up now? $4, $5, $6 winners all over the place. And here goes JP Morgan. Let's see how far it wants to drop now as we go more short through $100, guys.
Yeah, Boeing, just going to check back in on Boeing here, guys. It doesn't quite get to that 166. Turning around at 165 even. Ignore these wicks, some dark pool prints that came up there. I like that dollar range for a rollover off of our initial short price. Well, it was going to be 166. I actually had to chase it 50 pennies or so. So 165.50 where we got in. I'm now thinking the same thing here, guys. It's going to be that dollar, but maybe even give it like 165 to 165.50 or so. But if it rolls here at 164, I will do the retracement short. The market does feel like it wants to at least attempt another leg down, and Boeing, of course, with negative news. I will go back over to Beyond Meat. We did leave off with that position. I said I would go with a break-even stop and then think about what I want to play next year. There's two ways you can do this consolidation. I've already taken the scalp trade out off of it. I still like the 135 breakout. If it's going to roll over, it's going to be through 133. The thing about this kind of a trade, if it's going to really come down hard, the reason I don't mind having multiple shorts on this is, look, there's still going to be a couple of dollars worth of a trade for you. There's no need to force it at any particular time. So I'm looking for a breakdown now through 133. Otherwise, let's go back to 135. Take that as a breakout trade. At least consider if we see some size and consolidation up there, we can slip into some shares for another scalp, maybe even 2 or 3 times off of that level on Beyond Meat. Continues to hold. Nickel back through 49. Still looking for that 50. I still got my order ready for that. Brendan, what do you got?
Co-Diagnostics, CODX, guys, just seeing Arches Research teaming up with CODX to expand their COVID-19 testing services throughout North America. So a little bit of an agreement there for this one. CODX up 14% on this news. It's been halted a couple of times already. But yeah, back to $9.50. Man, this thing's fallen from grace. It was over $30 at one point, guys.
Yeah, hard to say that stuff like that isn't easy to predict sometimes. Some of these names, just again, if you're holding the bag on some of these virus names, you just got to watch out because that's just what happens. They get crushed when they do not become into play there. And, oh, okay, a couple different new moves there on our new camera action. Good job. That looks pretty cool. Thank you to Randy on the board and Lucas as well, doing great work as we are man short there. Rob vacationing. Hey, what's up, Rob? I know you're not watching, but we'll say what's up to you anyways. Okay, as we go, JP Morgan, that's my biggest position on right now. It's short, and there it is. Hey, guys, what's going on? There we go. A little bit of NFL camera action there, as you know how they pan around. NFL coming to you this Thursday with the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hosting the newly paid and minted up Deshaun Watson, grabbing 4-year extension, $160 million. Not only do we trade, but we give you the sports updates here as well. Well-deserved. Deshaun Watson.
He deserves it. But
Pat Mahomes and Russell Wilson, the top 3 quarterbacks.
I can't disagree with that.
Paid-wise.
I feel like he's going to be happy. He's going to be happy to get that money, but he's going to need it because they're going to get blown out probably by at least 10 points or so. I think KC's going to run him over. I want to get back to XOM here. Still holding the bottom end of the range. So you're looking at that. I was looking at that 37.40. I talked about this last time we were here. Maybe a breakdown through that price. Took a breakdown, scalp short, got out in front of 37.50. It's held that bottom so far. If it makes another leg down, I will be shorting through 37.40, not 50. That is low of the day. Technically, I actually see 39.5. So might give it an even extra penny here just to make sure it's actually broken that bottom on XOM. We talked about the energy space being under pressure and XOM's dividend being in question, which ear to the ground, we got Brendan, but if that happens, they cut the dividend, watch out below. Definitely going to break that bottom if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to cut that intermarket, but if they do, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I doubt it either.
Yeah, maybe they do. We don't know. Okay, so JP Morgan there, that's the position we have on. I did want to check back on Apple. Apple does make a beautiful move here, all the way up to 119 before now coming back down just a little bit here, looking to crack. And again, we apologize. We have direct market access, so we do get a lot of these prints and then the wicks come off and we can't get them off of our charts. So we'll have to wait on that. That's what these are. If you ever see that, there are a few traders out there, we won't name too many names, but that use these D prints as an indicator. And look, the D prints are down and Apple did come down, but here the D prints are down as well and Apple went up. So you got to watch out for some of those strategies and just make sure that you back test everything, needless to say there. Okay, CCL, Neil, I think you were in this early. It did have some big moves. I wrote down again, $18 on my little cheat sheet here, $18 to go long there. I do see that we do have some fireworks. So Valeria, when you're ready, why don't you tell us what those fireworks are all about? I hope it's like a bunch of likes because that's what we're looking for. What's up, Miss V?
Hey Sean, yeah, we reached 1,200
Ooh,
likes,
I like
but
it.
guys, we have almost 5,000 of viewers, and it costs nothing for you to like this video, and absolutely priceless for us when you support. So please be kind and smash the like button right now and subscribe to this channel. Back to Sean.
1875. Thank you, Miss V. Always sounds nicer when she says it, so that's why we do that. Thank you, Miss V, for that. And yeah, you don't want to disappoint her. 1875 on CCL. We did talk about the other levels a couple days ago. That's 1865, sorry, not 75. 1865 just taken out right now. Let's look for the upside now in CCL. I'm going to smash it through 1875, I think, as well. But sorry, it's my mistake. The high is 1875. You have to go back a couple. Oh, here it is here. What day is this? 3 days ago, 18. No, it's still 65. So, all right, my eye's just deceiving me. 1865, a key level, and we're right at that on CCL.
Yeah, I'm only going to go to this stock because, what a great name there. Not one of our members, but I saw the Friendly Bear asking me about shorting Lub. One of my daughter's favorite books is literally the very, well, there's a few of them. It's like a Nick Bland, it's the Itchy Bear, it's the Friendly Bear, the Hungry Bear, blah, blah, blah. Either way, she loves them. I am looking at this name. Anytime I see 70 million in volume in a small cap, it's going to be interesting to me. Usually, I like playing off of one of these levels, like on a daily chart, like a $2. It did break, so definitely need to see it trade below that $2 again before liking the short. That just happened now, so I am now looking at this stock, but there's this 180 level below here, guys. So give me some consolidation in front of 180 and $2. I can jump into this short, look
Neil,
for a 180 break.
just
But
quickly.
either way, let's see if we can't catch this one in front of 2. We just danced it off already.
Yeah, no, I don't want to interrupt. Oh, darn it. I was trying to interrupt with letting you speak, but we did have, and I just wanted to show people. So JP Morgan's crashing. That's not why we hit this iron. I mean, it is. Your boy's crushing this right now. But we'll hit it again. See, like right here. Here it is again. Okay, so big size on the level 2. This is what I wanted to show you guys here. 100,000 shares. Oh, it was there sitting there and now gone. So there it is again. 100,000 shares on the level 2 on Edge A right now. They were at 80. They were at 70. So let's see what happens. There it is. Look at this. Watch this just get crushed here. 90,000. 90,000 going once. 90,000 going twice. Sold to somebody. 80,000, 7,000 as it keeps going down. So you're going to watch this get picked off right now. That's why I got out a little bit here on JP Morgan as I saw some resistance at 80. But now we're down to 70 and now only 70,000. But look at the resistance there. JP Morgan, let's cash some out. There are some hidden buyers here. And by hidden, I mean visible on the level 2. What's up, Brandon? Money talks and bullshit walks.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at currency world today and see how things are shaping up so far. A lot of action coming from the UK, from Europe. There's an ECB meeting coming up on Thursday. Some wonderings, I guess, what is going to come out of that as far as interest rates are concerned, but lower for the euro today as a result. 0.25%, 117.8 right now for the euro. That is the pound. There's still a lot of concerns when it comes to the UK ironing out trade deals and immigration deals with the rest of Europe. So a big move down again today for the pound. Full percent in negative territory, back to 130.3 for the pound. Our Canadian dollar lower as well, 0.7%, 75.8. We have Australia and New Zealand down significantly as well today. 0.8%, 0.5% for Australia. There you can see Japanese yen, Swiss franc also doing the opposite, basically 0.3 and 0.16% to the upside for the Swiss franc. Cryptos, yeah, back below, or briefly it was below 10,000 there for Bitcoin, but no longer, just down 0.5% now, 10,000 and change. Ethereum down about a full percent there, 341 and change as well. Remember last week we got up to above 400 on Ethereum, guys. Back over to you.
Thanks a lot there, Brendan. And just watching BA continue to roll over here. We tried this one, 165, 166. You see how sharp that turn is to the downside? One of the things that's going to happen to you, if you want to catch it on the way down instead of on the way up when you're shorting, you're going to run into some risk. And the spread opening up at times and was unable to catch yours on the way in. I did get into that Lubies there on the retracement. I need to see it hold below that too. It's trying to consolidate now. I just saw it test up to 190, so I picked up some at 87. I'll add to that position. I like it in front of that 2 even. By that I mean shorting in front of that $2 even mark. Nikola continues to hold around that 49 mark. So it's one of those things where maybe approaching that 11 o'clock hour, you're seeing it start to go sideways. Was very active on it this morning. It was sort of a bigger breakout style of idea that didn't work out for me off the open. It broke this support level, so we get out. I then sort of waited for it to come right back to that support before starting longs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to the upside. It does look like this 47 could be a breakdown price, however. So I haven't shorted yet on Nikola, but I could do that through 47. It might not happen now. It might happen in the afternoon at the end of the show or, at the close. Who knows? But that 47 level looking pretty interesting to me. Each time the breakout long happened, it was a little bit more shallow. $1, then 50 cents, then 30 cents. Now looking like it's trying to roll over. 47 would be the breakdown price. I would take short on Nikola for the first time.
Okay, yeah, we're still not short Nikola, and yeah, I do. I mean, look, at some point the volume has. Oh, crow! Almost dropped my mic there. At some point there. Yeah, what's up, guys? Trader Nation. We're gonna do some Hydration Nation soon. I won't drink it while we're on, but there it is, right there. Those of you that are part of it, I had to get. Oh no, this is a new cup today. Some of the. Oh crap, just spilled some there. But yeah, Trader Nation, tradertv.live. Don't spill your coffee all over your keyboard, but thank God that was just a little drop, so we're all good here. Looking at that, I'm really glad, and I'm seeing the feedback. I'm gonna post that up on social later. I do see the feedback about that live level 2 look, so you're welcome on that one. That's why I was trying to get the attention there. Neil doing a great job on that stock, and then we hit the 1,500 likes. So we got to it, but not fast enough for the 80s, but we got to 70s. So my eyes still on JP Morgan. We will have that up and posted. Give us another name here, Brendan.
Just looking at this Lubies. Neil, you were talking about this LUB. up on dissolution or liquidation plans this morning. Apparently, their board has approved a plan for liquidation. It's going to cost them between $92 million and $123 million. So that equates to between $3 and $4 per share on that liquidation. They're also saying that the stock's obviously going to be delisted from the NYSE once that has been filed. So that's the news on LUB, guys.
Yeah, absolutely worth a look there. And, we talked about the likes and whatnot, but, last I checked, Sean, I know we got close to it last week.
Right.
We're talking about that 80,000, of course. You guys celebrated with us at 50,000 subs, 75,000 subs. So I don't have it up to be able to check. I got a lot of charts up here. One thing I can't see is how many subscribers we're at. But, we'd love to get to 80 this week. So, Valeria, maybe if you get a chance, let me know how we're doing on that front. 80 is a good number. We keep talking football. Sean, I know you know the greatest receiver of all time wore that number 80. We want to get there for another reason. So maybe we can find out how close we are getting to that 80,000 mark on subs, Valeria.
Devontae Adams?
Glad you asked. Just 1,000 subscribers, and we will be celebrating 80,000. Yes.
Only 1K? Okay,
Yes.
Let's get there, guys. 80 is a big number. Sean, I heard you with Devontae Adams, and I'm talking about Jerry Rice.
I believe you're talking about Jerry Rice. Or whomever, but we'll see on Jerry Rice. Randy Moss, his numbers are ridiculous if you guys look at Randy Moss's numbers, but I don't think, he did win a Super Bowl with the Patriots there. So thank you to Tom Brady for that ring. For you there, Mr. Randy Moss. But Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper, if you're in fantasy sports, wow.
Taking it way back
was
there.
that a
now
combo
you just dated
there.
yourself.
I'm taking it back. That's what I do. Okay, $100.25. We'll dump our JP Morgan. We saw the buyer down there. We rang the register and we hit the siren so everybody could see that live on the show. And you did see it, so there we go. Nicola, I wanted to look at that to go back long again at some point. In Nicola, I know Neil was talking about the short. This is going to be a violent one. You're going to have to give this one some time no matter which way you're looking at it, because the high is 50-50. Let me move this over here so I can see a little bit better. 50-50, and then we're bouncing in this range right now. A break downside, like Neil was saying, I think 47.50, 47 and change. You got to get through a lot of this garbage before Nicola becomes attractive enough for me to trade that. So that's Nicola. I never want to sleep on Apple. Apple's my #1 stock today. So we rain down the cash on that. We go short and cash out. Then we go long and cash out. And now we're sort of building some momentum, I believe, to the long side once again. 117 and change on a break. I think we'll look at taking some Apple through 117.
Yeah, just watching back here at Boeing, of course, it rolled over at 165. Now let's see if it holds this VWAP 163 area. Could give you a secondary push to the downside. They're down 4%. You are seeing them make a hard bottom at 160.5. We've already noted that. And then looked for a couple of rollover shorts. The first one we're going to have missed. We called that one out for you. Boeing all over our watch list. And you saw us talk about this one at 9 o'clock. It's one of those trades there. You're not likely catching this off the open unless you're prepared, knowing that that's a trade you want. That's why we go over those names on the list from 9 to 9:30. In the event that there is a quick trade like there was in Boeing, it was obviously, unless you can pick the bottom and call that one with a crystal ball, good on you. But the short initially was the best look. I'm looking for another one, hopefully on a 163 break here coming up very, very quickly. But Brendan first has something for us.
A little teeny tiny nano cap virus-related stock here, guys. SC Works, if you remember going back a few weeks back, it was actually about a month now. It was up above $5 here. We talked about it on the show. It was halted for about 3 months because of an outside or bigger than usual order of COVID-19 test kits that they create. So it was halted for 3 months while the SEC was investigating that. Resumed about a month ago. We're popping back up above $2 here. Not really seeing any headlines on this thing, but decent volume behind this move back to the top end of the daily range for Works, guys. SC Works.
SC Works, okay. We are dumping a little bit of our JP Morgan here, just getting a little bit impatient with it. We're short at 93. We just got some about 95s there, 96s. So we're just getting a little impatient with JP Morgan. I would love for it to come back to 70, but I still have those big monster orders in my mind. So I'm just a little nervous that they may be pushing this upside. So we'll give a look to that one as well. The next trade I have on board here, I want to go back to, it was Disney. We're going to go long, breaking through 136.05. It's it's kind of resisted there 3 or 4 times in a row. Maybe I can zoom in just a little bit more to show you here. 136.05. It's just kind of been a top. This is not a horrible short spot either. So if we do get it, we're not going to give it all the way back down too far. Maybe 135.70 or so if we do get this Disney long. But we're waiting for it to take this top off here. And then we'll go. We'll take out. I mean, here, I haven't hit this yet today. But I think the reason why we're giving this such a small little spot, we'll take out the big stick and hit it a little bit here for Disney. Up that 3%, but now you are fading back in, so I can easily, that's the best thing about sitting here and trading, is that we can change up our minds relatively quickly, so we will wait to see if Disney wants to take it out, or maybe this bottom. Here we go, Disney. Yes, JP Morgan, back in the money, 20 cents now. We did get nervous, but here it comes, right back to that 70, going, and almost gone, but it's trying to hit it there. Watch for the bounce. What a surprise. It comes rifling down 30 pennies and stops right at 70. Neil doing the backflips, always a good thing unless it's in real life, right, Neil?
I'd probably break my back if I tried it in real life, but I'll do it for a Boeing 163. Look, we did try this, and I missed it at 165, unfortunately. We just gave the 163 all over our watch list. This is my best stock of the day, and I've only been looking for shorts here. Took a quick buck out of that breakdown. If it tests the low of the day, I will get out in front of that 160.50 bottom or so. If we can get another, like, $2.5 winner, fantastic. I think 150 might be a little bit more realistic, 150 to $2 on the second half here. So another Boeing short. XOM also broke the low, but it hasn't really gone very far. I said I'd take it if it took that 37.40 out. It did. I got 39 short. Let's see if we can ride these two to the promised land. But, wow, 11 o'clock, guys. Let's get to that European update. Big screen with Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Brexit tension weighs on European market, making it absolutely in red. Warsaw is leading down 2.20%. Germany is down 1.11%. France is down 1.83%. And Britain is down 0.61%. Britain's Royal Mail is up 25.03% after raising its revenue target for the current year. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you, Valeria. I see you there, Callaway, and I appreciate the. Thanks for the super chat first and foremost. But that second part there, side effect is trying to learn to deal with being upset with your wins because they can always be more. Look, it's going to happen to everybody.
Welcome
like
to
I
the
said,
club,
you guys,
bro.
the BA Boeing was going to be my best stock, but I missed the pullback on that trade. I didn't get the bottom. I missed another set of shorts here. So as much as I like that level and it gave me multiple tries at it, it's just part of the game. You can't be too upset with your wins. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to celebrate. Watch out. $50 on Nikola coming back one more time. Could get that break finally, as I saw a couple of things. Superman Sean, but I think we got to our legs target as well.
Maybe we did, but Superman is in the building right now because we talked about taking out Z-Stick and hitting it. So there it is. Disney 106, 136.05. We go long. We actually get 07s, and then bang, we cash those out and we run the money barrel through the gauntlet. Woohoo! As we continue to go to the upside right now. Disney with the banger on board right now. Out of our Disney shares. We went short there by accident. Nice trade on Disney, making the moves to the upside. Out and making that cash, guys. 136.06, bang, upside. Big trade there, giving you that 50-cent win. You are welcome. Superman hits it for you there. Big trade, huge trade, actually, on Disney. I told you we'd take out the stick. I often get asked questions on Twitter, wherever. How many shares? When are you going large? There it is. There's 40 cents. Put down your pocket and smoke it.
Just got into Works for the first time. Sorry, just in and out of that little Works position. Oh, sorry, not Works, XOM, I should mean. We did take this short on that 40 break. It hasn't gone very far, like I told you. I'm just going to go over some of the levels I'm working with on this one. It did break that 37.65 range one time before flushing back down. That's where I'm going to go with the stop on XOM. It's been a sort of a trend trade to the downside. We're 1 for 1, but if it tests above that 65, maybe XOM has put in a bit of a bottom. We'll see what happens, but it hasn't done it yet. Some sideways action could be warranted. You are seeing during, I guess, the last hour and a half. Check that. Maybe all the way back until like 9:48. So it is at least an hour and a half. Basically sideways action with some failed breaks, both top and bottom XOM. So I might be in this one for a while. I have to file that one away and just be patient. We do have the bottom end of the range. I'm not going to average into this short. I do think that if it breaks back above 65, the market coming back up a little bit here, Could certainly see how XOM put a bottom in, and I'd want it long through 37.70. So going to get out at 65 and consider a long break at 37.70 in XOM.
Okay, looking at Uber as well here, if we can, Uber.ny, up, yeah, wow, up 3 and a bit today. I don't know really why. This stock continues to rip upside. Maybe Brendan's given that to us before, but we'll find out. 34.50. Yeah, 30. Just looking at, again, we have different charts up here. If you guys can go to this camera, I know there's a lot of new viewers today. Neil, thank you guys. Neil and I looking at different charts here. I'll speak for myself anyways. 12-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute, a couple dailies on the NASDAQ and a daily on the equity that I'm talking about, as well as some hot lists and oil and whatnot. So we're not trying to make these calls based on what you see here. This is a 1-minute chart, and then this right here line is VWAP. So we often get questions, hey, what are we looking at and why? But longer term time frames, I like a 12-minute. Gives me a look on a couple different days. So 33.50, I like 33.64 if we could take this out. But Uber right now bounces to the highs, bounces right to that 63. Wow, wish you would have noticed that. 63, the high a couple days ago, if you can see right here, 33.64, right there. Look at that. Dead on a couple days ago. That's right where we hit just right now, Brendan.
Boeing, guys, just watch if you're in Boeing here. A bit of a volume spike came in there through 163. Looks like a couple of cancellations here. We're talking about the 737 MAX in the pre-market. So there's a new investigation into the 737 MAX. So they're just reporting a couple of cancellations now for orders that had been pegged for later in this year. Guys.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, just watching out. Nikola does break the 50, so missed the initial entry. So I'm going to go double barrel action here, guys. We're going to take some on the way back in. Let's go to a 3. It's going to be a little bit easier to see here, and a little bit cleaner of a look, as you are wanting to see it hold up right now at about 49.25. It's a very, very sort of choppy action on the level 2 here, guys. So you see the spread open up. You want to see if it can hold in this price range right here before thinking about jumping back into some more shares of Nikola. But a bit of a failed break so far at that 50, guys. You are seeing it come back down right now. I might have to take this one off. It was a failed break to the upside. Try to catch them on the way back in. You maybe would have got like 30, 40 cents on a scalp. But if we can't hold this like 49 area, I just saw 49.50, 25 go. It looks like it's going to be all done. Last long, not going to work out in Nikola. It's been great all the way up. Maybe we'll get that 47. The first short that I'm looking for in Nikola, I did mention, is going to be through 47. I want to see it trading below. You could have picked it there through 50 even. I'd much rather be late to the party at a price that I like, so I'm going to continue to hold off. Not going to short yet in Nikola, as much as there was just a big seller that just jumped in on that failed 50 break, guys. So watch out. Nikola finally looking like it might want to reverse. I'm going to wait patiently for 47 even.
And I don't know whoever wants this call, but we go perfect there. Disney all the way up. We got out of too many shares. That's why we accidentally went short there and covered for a winner. But there it is. Disney goes all the way, guys, to 136.87. That's an 80-cent win there given to you guys. So hopefully you're able to take that off. I took it all off about 40s, so gave up half the move. But like I said, it was a big stick trade there. So very happy bringing us back to life a little bit on that one. XOM, I'm holding such a small amount. We're back to 37 and change. Trying to make some moves on this as oil still down 8.5%. XOM may be a good short spot right now. I still do like, I don't know, again, I apologize just doing so many things here, but Brendan, if there is anything on Uber, and I do apologize if you've brought that to us already, but up almost 4% now, would love to take it out here on the high side, 34.65 Uber. It hit that a couple days ago, sorry, I think back Thursday. Maybe I dropped this down to a 3-minute, we'll have a little bit of a better look. I think it was Thursday where we hit that. Yeah, there it is here. What day is this? The 3rd. We hit 34, actually the high of 71. Looks almost a dead turnaround from today. So we do like the long there. Maybe you got something on this one, Brendan.
Yeah, I was looking pre-market on Uber. I remember it was moving around a little bit here, but looks like they're partnering with a group of Kentucky-based Georgia-based. I'll read into this a little bit more. Hospitals, guys, for possible transportation to and from the hospital, at least in Georgia anyways. Guys.
Okay, interesting story there. I did want to get to Works at some point, guys. We did talk about this name, and Brendan, of course, gave it to you. When you go to the higher time frame, you talked about it being delisted, well, not delisted, but halted in trading for some time. There was this move up to like 272, but I think more of the consolidation after that, since reopening, up at about 225 gives you a bit of a level to work off of. So the fact that it turns around here, 218 right in front of that 225 mark, guys. I kind of like that. It's now consolidating lower. If I'm going to be looking for short retracements on some of these types of plays, I like to see a significant level on the daily chart first, and then a failure of buyers to follow through at that price. So this gives you like $2 right now with consolidation. I wouldn't necessarily think it's unreasonable to give it a tighter stop to 205. If it's a slow retrace, start taking it off around VWAP, but I have a level that I like here on Works. We're going to see if we can't get something in this 2 to 205 range to the south side, guys. The only downside is I'm pretty sure we have to make sure I have some locates on this. If it's too pricey, I mean, it's a $2 stock. If it costs, let's say, 15 pennies per share to trade, how much upside do you have in that short? 10, 15 cents? Maybe not worth it, the risk to reward. But if it's cheap enough, we'll give it a go.
116 here and change. Oh, man. I zoomed out on Apple, and we have that little bad wick there. We'll get that fixed and go over to Brendan.
This Codex, guys, wow, what a move. We were talking about this thing down here around 975. Almost at 11 now for CODX. I was just trying to find out where this might stop. There's a little bit of a level, 1130 up to maybe 1150, a bit of an area for CODX. But yeah, they're teaming up with another company to expand use of their COVID test kit, guys.
Wow, Kodak. Okay, we'll get over to that one. I did just get into position, of course, on that Works. I talked about it, sort of in that 2 to 205 range. But I mean, Kodak has been a big time. We've seen this one. What happens on the way back in on Kodak. So all things with a grain of salt. 8 to 11. Let's remember what this stock has done in the last month or so. Going back into August, this was at 28 bucks, guys. So it is trying to come back up. Next level I see on the daily, about 1160. Got to get to $11 obviously before it gets there. And you just saw a bit of a hard turn off of 1096. So as fast as I've seen it go up, I know Kodaks can come back down. I don't want to predict exactly where that's going to happen. But if this is the turn here at 10, I think you can look at like a 1050 break in and then maybe use that level and see if it can come back into that 950 to 10 even area, guys.
So there's a bang off right there. Quick trade. 35 cents right there. Floss it off for Apple going long there. We gave you that right before we went to Brendan. Told you about going long Apple, 116.50. That's well, we have 63s right now. So nice little right here where I said 35 cents in the money now. We just to take some off there. Apple making moves to the upside. We do like that one. Testing 117 again, maybe. Now falling back down, still 25 cents in the money on Apple. This is a 3-minute chart. We just broke that down for you for Uber, but I do see a little bit of a bunch up here where we got out before 117.40, 117.50. Let's cash a little bit more out at 117 like we just did there, and then watch it blast through 117 and maybe get some more out at 117.50 for another dollar win. But right now, Apple, take a little bit more off right now and then hold for the ultimate long up to 117.50.
Yeah, still watching in Codex here. Just need to make sure we have some locates on this one, guys. I am seeing it try to get back up to that $11 area. Works. 218 maybe the high. 225 was the area that I saw on the daily chart. I do prefer those secondary levels that you see a little bit further back as opposed to random highs of the day at something like an 18. So I'm giving it to that 25 mark. I'll add to it if I see it fail below $2. But right now, all eyes for me are on Kodak's CODX heading up towards 11 even. 96 is the high. If it breaks through there, still got some room to run potentially to that upside. I am looking to go short at some point, but I'll play breakouts if they happen first.
Watching some action here on Facebook as well, trying to make that move back up, only down 1.9%. This could have been almost 2. This could have been a way worse day here for some of these FANG names. And there goes Apple. Nice little win on Apple there, getting out again just above that level. So we turned bullish on Apple, going through 117 and bang. Nice little win there, going upside now. 117.60, 117.50. Look, we did it again, and I'm not going to say oops this time because we're exploding the money for you. We went long Apple on that breakthrough, Brendan. Now we got 50 plus cents now into the money. I told you 117.40 was coming. Sometimes we feel these markets, and this one was one of those plays now. Apple, we just did get out of 40%. We're waiting for 117.50. Let's drop a little bit more off 117 teens, but we're going to try to hold at least 30-40% for this 117.50 and take it out there if we can, guys.
Yeah, still going to be watching over in Codex. You do see it right now teetering. It's like a couple of pennies below that 11 even mark, guys. And there's not a heck of a lot of size. It doesn't really matter too much how much size, but there's just not a huge selling action. I did just trigger into the long position. The one thing you got to also consider, if there is a bit of a fail break, it tries to come back down. You look to see if it tests like an 80 or like a 75 before bouncing again, and that can be another re-entry point. You look at the 3, it's a little bit more clean here. You can see that sort of price area on a pullback on the way in. Consolidation in works. I got 205 short, still hanging around in front of that high of day. Now remember, I'm not looking at 218. I'm watching 225 on works. That's a level I want to have. I want to jump back to Boeing, so I have one long, one short in those names. Boeing, on the other hand, great short the second time through. I did take it one more time and got stopped out with a tight stop at 163.50. It is still trying to roll over again, so never got back to that 165 range. If it breaks back below 163, I will jump in one more time in Boeing, but starting to get very, very picky. It's either breaking 163, giving me another short in that same range I just had it, or got to test back to this 165.50. That was our opening short on Boeing, which is fantastic. Codex back above 11 even. I'm looking at that quarter mark for my first out.
Yeah, I was trying to find some trades for you guys. Apple does fall. We don't get out, but now right back to 117 again. Yeah, look, it's kind of a sad thing there. I know you've seen the floor there. Welcome to everybody joining us. We're sitting on Toronto, Canada, trading floor right now. Normally 25 to 30 or so. Bang trades coming through right there. I can't yell it too much, guys, but we will hit the bang for you as boomer right here. 117.40, bang. We told you that was where Apple was going. A little bit surprised that it got up here this fast, but there it is, a 70-cent win for you guys. Taken off right there. We gave you this Apple call. Very happy for it, and there it goes right to the upside. Apple's been destroyed today by me. It's my number one stock by far today is Apple. Disney making moves, though, to try to get to that. This is an embarrassing level here because we went long at 136. We went long again at 136.40. That was to get out of the short, but this was a hammer time spot. So I hope you guys hit that. If you did, do some backflips if you can because that was a monster trade. I gave you $1 clean. Not only that, I always get asked, Sean, when are you taking big share size and can you tell us before you do it? There's that little hammer guy. I gave this to you at Disney about 135.50. I gave you a Disney 136 break. Hallelujah. That's how we trade. Let's go, Brendan.
Just looking at what a move on Disney today. Man, that thing was strong right out of the gate. Just looking at Uber here, guys. Another little headline just coming out. Looks like they're saying Reuters, anyways, reporting they're going to try and be 100% zero emission by 2040. So setting the goal of 2040 as a date where they're going to be 100% zero emission with all trips taking place on zero emission vehicles, public transit, or micro mobility, whatever on earth micro mobility is.
That is?
Yeah, whatever that is. I can tell you Codex continues to run to the upside, so I talked about that quarter first target out. I did get out in front of it, that 21s. Let's see on a pullback. If it can hold 11 even, maybe I'll jump back into some more shares here. Not necessarily forced to do it. We'll see if we can't ride this party up. I'm going to stick with I'm not shorting it until, sort of I get a hard rollover or breakdown of like 1050. I'm going to maintain that. No short for me on Codex yet, unless I see 1050 to the downside. Otherwise, we got the long break on now. If it breaks 25, I'll look to get some shares out in front of 1050 level, probably somewhere in the 35 to 45 range. That one is working in the money. I'll go over to Beyond Meat as well, guys. That just took the top off, so you did have the one short for a quick little scalp win. It retests and breaks, and this is past 11 o'clock. At this time of day, so it is a bit of a high break, but it is still 11.15. Not necessarily expecting a parabolic move. I'll try to scalp some on the way up. Maybe you can catch, quick little 50-cent win, maybe $1 in that range, and then see if I can't hang on to the final third. But Codex still going. There's 140. Should start to think about taking another leg off here. We'll take that second, third off for a 25-cent win. I will just take off some of this Beyond Meat on the way up as well. Couple of good long trades working out for me here at lunchtime. But there's also this short over in works. I am picking the retracement on this one. I do have the middle range in here, guys. I got 205. I got 225 as a high. Ignore 218. I like this much better when you go to the higher time frame. We have the daily chart up here, or you can maybe pull it up to like a 15 or a 20, whatever you like to see, then drop it back a little bit, guys. And hopefully this will load up so you can see. I like the 225 mark a heck of a lot better. Sometimes you structure trades a little bit differently. It's awkward if you look at that level on a 1 minute or a 3 minute, but you drop it back to like a 15, then you look at this range at 225, and you can short in the top end here. I'm looking for it to break back below that 2, get us back into that 180 on work. So that's where the risk reward is. Risk about 20 cents to try to make 30 to 40. Different style of trade there than some of these other $2 names where you might have a little bit less room you're giving it. This one, I'm trying to give it some room here, but beyond me maybe pulling back a little bit off that 135.50. I won't take anything else out till we're on the north side of that 50 mark or breaking below 134.75.
Okay, yeah, as you guys can see here, I'm just posting this up. You're going to see right now some of these little longs and shorts. This is what we're talking about when we talk about Apple and trading these names. Look at these marks that I have on the board right now. We go short early on Apple, cash that in, then we reverse to the long side, then we go long again right here, and now you're seeing what's happening. Bang, here's what it looks like live on the 1 minute chart. 116.65, we talked about loving that trade. Rate upside right now, $1.20 now in the money on Apple. So good trade there, 118. Guys, we're long 116.63, so there we go. Superman comes back into the building, and thank you so much for all of your kind comments. I see Chaz Desk here, Sean the King Scalper, I don't know. We do have Tiger King, we like that show. Hopefully that comes back. There's Apple, some good looks there. Thank you so much for everybody here. Winner, chicken dinners all over the place. Thanks for the love on all of this, guys. Workhorse, another big name. We just talked about that a little bit. We'll look back at that. Wow, 22.50 and still making moves. Workhorse looking to take off the top here. What a big day, man. It's 11:20. We're off the air, but it doesn't mean that you don't keep trading. 11:20 sure feels like 10:20 right now with some of these moves. Look at the ES making a move back down with the NASDAQ.
Yeah, just going to get you guys back over to Codex in a quick second, but Big C, if you guys remember this name from a little bit earlier, continuing to, and again, we saw what this did before, so all things in perspective, yes, it's making another crazy $17 move to the upside, retesting the high of the day. Just worth remembering where this thing came from, back on, like, I think it was like 25th, 26th, up to $165. So this is sort of on the way back up after a completely insane fall. I am looking at this one, this price range right here. You look at this chop at 109, but like a $10 chop area that if it fails to get through here, I like this one for retrace. Unfortunately, it's like 120 at the top. So you're like $10 away from the highest level of resistance on Big C. But if it can't get through this zone and then gets back below this 107 mark, that's where I'd like to pick up the short. So all things in perspective, got to go to the higher time frame to make sure you keep it an eye on what's really interesting price levels. We talk about key levels all the time. That's what it's going to be all about here. So I'm watching this 157 to 107 area. If it comes back in, having not broken 120, I will be trying to short Big C. But maybe file that 120 away for later on in the week if it tries to get up there. Big C up on the day, and you can see the big move here, but there's lots of room if it tries to go any further. 120 is the big level.
We'll raise the flag for Canada, as I see some traders here talking about how this is about how genuine Canadians are. So thank you so much, Christopher Chow there, recognizing it. And we're just trying to be honest with all of the trades that we have on. And like I've given you the winners and the losers today, but it's been a good one. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And oh yeah, by the way, guys, coming up right away, if I can find it after the show. There you go. Smash the like, smash everything. But it's a bear market. The bear looking to take out Brendan there, but I don't think he's going to. The bear trying to take out Brendan, increase volatility. You see what's happening. No better time to drop this video than I believe right now on our Market Wisdom channel, as volatility in the VIX have been forever increasing. Right now we have Apple on board. Great trade there. I'm going to hold this last 10% until we get back to where I got in. Why not? Let's see if that's going to be a player on this, but we've already crushed it on that name. And Disney rockets up my board after making that 137 high off this 136 long. And those of you know that we hammered that one. So although we don't show our P&L, that's done on purpose. We're trying to give you guys ideas and not be so focused at the end of the day on what the bottom line net is. We're trying to tell you, I'll tell you for sure when I'm taking more shares, and that's just an indication. Neil's shorting, going long, various different stocks, so am I. We can just go with the magic of our hands, long or short, relatively quickly. We do use stop orders.
Yeah, want to let you guys know, not using a stop order here on Codex, but I did mention if it broke down below that 11, I'd look to see it retest about that 75-80 area before covering. It was a breakout style trade. I do like the short at some point, but I said below that 1050 mark. And now can start thinking about it a little bit closer to where we are right now. It did make a hard turn off of 1155. I did take it out at least the second, third in front of it. So it's going to be an overall winning trade. This is why we scalp in and out of these when you catch a breakout that late in the move. You're just looking to see if you can't capture profits. I always expect it to turn if I get sideways action or a straight break at 1050. Now looking to go short in Codex. It's only been a long, obviously, so far today. I think if it breaks that 1050, you're probably looking at chop down around that $10 area, certainly below there to 960, as you can see on the way up. Did spend some time trying to chew through that level. So even a 1050 break is more like a 30 to 50 cent target for me in terms of profitability. I can tell you works still holding below that 225. I mean, it's just trying to hold on to that level. Got to give it that 20 cents if I think I can make 30 or 40 on it. A bit different the style that I'd be trading some of those small cap names, giving Works a little bit more room, given how much I liked that 225 level. And of course, if it breaks it, reversal to the long. And there's that fly again. I'm going to get that bad boy.
Nikola, not a bad spot to get into some more shares right now. So we'll try it. We'll put a little bid out there, see if we get picked up by Nikola now, and then give it back downside again. Probably not huge, but 48.50 looking like not a horrible spot. We'll see if we get a little longer right now. I'm bidding right here, 74. People joining me. Can't get it. We'll wait. Swipes down. We'll get some Nikola here. You know what? Let's cancel it. Let's wait for some 48.50s downside and give it back down. This is VWAP down here, 47.50 or so. Could be a decent out, but it's bounced off a little bit too many times here. 48.40. I still think Nikola can go. Big news today on this name. So Nikola obviously in with GM, and I think it's going to be, you know, not only am I a shareholder, but I do think that they needed some more exposure there, and they're going to get that with GM and their batteries and helping them out with production possibly. And Randy's saying it's going to take a little while, but that's okay. All we have is time on our side now. So 48.40 here. I'm going to take a little long in Nikola if we can get it, guys.
Yeah, watching over in Big C here is Works at 225. It gets taken out. I'm going to be out of that one. But watching that 107 on Big C, it is trying to hold lower. We did talk about that level break, you know, potentially if it got through that 110 to 120. The only other way I was going to short it was through that 107. Hasn't happened yet, but it is getting precariously close to giving me a trigger entry back into the downside on Big C. Brendan has something for us. What do you got there, buddy?
Another one from the tech group, guys, under pressure so far today. Ciena, C-I-E-N. We had earnings last week. They weren't good. So about to make, or just did actually make a new low on the day. 4.8% for C-I-E-N. Guys.
Out of the short, into the long, 225 goes. I am long at 27s on Works. Just double checking here. It looks like it could be potential breakout on that stock, but double dip action. Big C bounces off of 107, so not in it just yet. If it goes sideways on me, I would at least consider the idea that I could pick up a price in like that 108 range. Be a different trade than the breakdown through 107, but not a horrible way to get involved here. I'm going to ignore, at least for now, shorting off of that high at 111. Gave you the higher time frame look and reasons why 120 so far away. You know, I don't necessarily love it, but I would consider that long break if it gets into that range. I want to go back to Beyond Meat as well, guys. Long breakout on Beyond Meat, first half. Yeah, we get some out in front of that 135.50. It does come right back in, so failed breakout through the top. Couple of small trades in Beyond Meat here, and only able to grab on our first short 60 pennies, only able to grab 50 pennies on that little long break as well. So just not nearly as good a read, I think, as they usually have. Definitely got out break even a little, not even break even here on Beyond Meat, but a little bit too soon. It did eventually give me that $1.50 flush that I wanted. Pulled the trigger a little bit too fast to trail my stop. I don't necessarily think that was the case with the long, given that we're already up over 10. We were already up over 10% if you count from the open, guys. So, you know, sometimes I care a little bit more about the actual price open as opposed to the previous close. You'll see 7%. That's a 10% move, bottom to top on Beyond Meat. That's why I'm not hesitant to jump out of that one break even. You bank that 50 cents worth of profit. If it comes back in, I still have a stop at this level, 132 to go short. Otherwise, hands are off Beyond Meat for the time being. We'll let this one go until the afternoon. Just that Works reversal through that 225 break. That's all we got right now in terms of momentum space. And Boeing, still trying to test up towards that 165 and kind of stay away from that one unless it gets back into that opening range.
Oh, man. Gave it to you, so at least there's that. We'll act like Superman. Hopefully you guys got it. I was waiting for 48.40s, 48.60s, something like that. You see what Nicola does straight to the upside, so there's a $1 winner if you're able to get in on that one. I was not, but happy to give it to you at least. So at least I'm reading the charts somewhat correctly now. JP Morgan, the one stock that we have short. Basically, my biggest position is JP as opposed to Apple right now. So short JP Morgan, 93s. Coming back in. We're going to see if it comes back to that 70 level, Brendan.
A little IT services and consulting firm GTT in New York, guys, just halted here on a big move. Went from 520 to 580. It's up 8%. They just announced it looks like they've reached a deal to sell their European business. So the European portion of their business to Macquarie. So that is not official yet, but GTT halted here on a big move up, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing about that halt is it's relatively light volume, only 250,000 shares here. So probably one that I think will be sticking away from. Oh, there's a look there. You kind of already see the earnings board as in pan. The trading floor, depressingly, somewhat empty. We do have a few traders in here live. But that GTT, we talk about volume all the time. You need volume as part of your catalyst. So yes, news, yes, trading halt, yes, volatility up 10% on the halt. Volume still needs to come in for me to be interesting. 250,000, not quite enough. Certainly could do more off a reopen, so we'll add it to the quote board. Just need to see a heck of a lot more than that. I want to jump to Fastly for a quick second here. We did talk about this last week, but sort of participating a little bit in a bounce play, keeping things in perspective. This was a level I was mentioning last week, 72 to 75 support. Fastly bouncing off of this price. I still like this for an eventual. Look, if the tech wreck actually were to continue to get deeper, Fastly through 75 is going to still be a trade for me. Obviously bouncing hard to the upside today. It doesn't mean I'm done with this trade by a long shot. If you are only looking at today's action, however, if we can zoom in on the 15 here, looking at Friday's top, 83 and change. Failed breakout through that price, holding in the afternoon right here at 81.50. That's the price range we're in right now at Fastly, that 81.50 into Friday's high at 83. That screams resistance. You can obviously see it here in a rollover opportunity. That's why I'm bringing it to you now. So yeah, we like that 75 eventually, but I like the rollover right now and Fastly off the 83 high. So see if I can catch some of this consolidation. Just wanted to show you on the higher time frame as opposed to the 1 minute where we show the executions.
And here comes some money bags again. Look at this long here, AAL, long, 1396 there, out, 05. Now coming to 06. Let's see, we have an order to get out some here as well. If it breaks through 06, we will get out of that. Then we'll go longer here. A little bit of a hammer, mini hammer, coming. There it is, a nice little long, out to 06 right now. We're long 97s right here on AAL, so we'll look to see if that one can come out. Maybe, okay, here it comes. Let's see if we get 06s here again. Nah, it doesn't want to go, so we'll take some more out, hopefully at 05. Looks like we're right about this 07. That was the high right there, so we'll see if it can break it. But right now, long 97s. We just took some out 04s, was waiting for 06s, did not get picked up. So let's see what happens now back on the other side of this trade. We'll get some out at 03s, that's 6 pennies maybe. But right now, yeah, man, we held that maybe to the ultimate high and did not get out. So we got a little too greedy there, but we'll get some back out here, 03, 04. Right now, long right there. We did pick some more up on AAL, back through down long again at 14. So nice little pickup right here. Right now, guys, barbecuing some airline shares up now. So let's get going on this trade. Trying to go longer through 1407 as well. Here we go.
Yeah, I did get into that Fastly there. I wanted to show you guys a higher time frame to make sense of it. Of course, it also looks good on a bit of a breakdown into VWAP if you can catch it. But 81.20 is going to be my first entry price. See if I can't, if it sticks around here for some consolidation, maybe I can get a little bit more. But definitely, certainly, going to get some out in front of 80 even. If it breaks that 80, I would love to be hanging on for like 78, 78.50 range to try and catch a bigger win. You're going to see it start to roll over here, but I like this trade both on the higher time frame and just on the daily here. So Fastly also going from positive to negative just now as it broke down through 81, guys. So a couple of things working for this short. It's only in the money about 30 or 40 cents or so, looking for at least 70 cents to a buck before we take this one off for any profit, and then hopefully like 2 to 250. If the market really starts going, man, 75 is a big level on Fastly. If it ever gets there, you know what we're doing later on this week.
You know what we're doing right now, and that is catching some more winners. Like it's 11:33, but we're not stopping. Let's just let this money keep raining back down in. Here comes JP Morgan. Just took some out at 84. That's another 10 cents. Okay, AAL, just right now, guys, breaks through the top. Let's get out of some of these now. 09's out a little bit. Breaking through 07's. Now let's wait to see if this thing can keep going on the larger time frame. Let's drop down 10 minutes here maybe just to have a quick look on AAL. Yeah, we haven't been up here in a while. So 1407, there's that key level. We're now at 1409. Let's see if this one wants to rip to the upside now. Northbound, we'll try to find some key levels, but AAL making moves upside right now, taking out the top. 1410, 1411s now on AAL. We're long at 07s. Not only are we long at 07s, we were also long to begin with at 96. So let's go AAL.
It's continuing the slide down. I'll give you the reasons why we're going to take some out in front of you up. Double barrel action, actually almost triple barrel. You look at the morning break all the way up into this 79.50 area, then some consolidation and ramp up. There was a second push to the upside through this 80.50, and then this was the pullback area. So, if it pulls back into the 80 to 80.50 the first time and bounces off of it, certainly even though it extended through almost to 83, I would anticipate there's going to be some support down there as well. It's in the money at that price anyway, so if we break out of here, I'm either going to get into this range and catch $1, or if it breaks out of this range, like 50 to 70 pennies on the first leg of this trade. Couple of ways to watch it here. Of course, I can sit here looking at it on the level too, so if I have to make a manual trade, I can go ahead and do that, guys, as I'm going to see it try to break back up. I will try to take some off, and I just did there. Have to trade in that 40 to 50 penny range. I will hang on to the rest for a bigger move through VWAP. I'm looking at that 78 to 78.50 area on Fastly. I will give it now basically into this break-even area. 81.80 would be the top end of that range on Fastly. Work's still basically holding 225, right in that target area we had that entry point. I don't want to get too far away from Beyond Meat. It is continuing to roll over. I've given you guys 132. I'll wait patiently for that to break. I wouldn't rule out that failed break at 135. If it wants to make another run here and breaks 135.50, that could be a secondary push to the upside. I would favor, in terms of how long I'd hold it for, in terms of a gross win, I do favor the short. I'd be scalping that 135.50 long just to see how much we could get. 30, 40, 50 pennies in the first leg, then it breaks 136. If you can't take the rest, it's that short through 132 I like a heck of a lot better.
And hit the chicken dinner winners, because that's what's happening right now all over the place. Big time trade here. We told you about AAL. I told you we were taking out the hammer. Wasn't the big one, but it's definitely enough to catapult ourselves, and bang, big win on AAL. Look where we started going long. We put that one out on social media. Long 13.96, long again at 14, long again at 14.07. Now we're up to 14.15 here. So nice trade, needless to say. Look at the market coming back downside. Rotation is in, back to some airlines. 16s, bang. Good trade, man, happening all over the place right now. And look at this. What an out on JP Morgan. We just talked about taking that out for a winner. So good things happening right now. If you're trading with me, you've been having a good last little bit. We only fell on our face early with Nicola. We're going to review that and figure that out. Nicola, we took a $5 winner on the backside. So we do like Nicola here. Look at this. Picked up some longs here. We just got too long too early. Thank God we didn't get flushed out to 42.50. We did drop it at 44. Big move back to the upside, Nicola. But right now we're just crushing AAL. What's up, Beep?
CommScope, guys, COMM, big move up here. Just announced they're partnering with Google to bring Orion Wi-Fi to public venues throughout the U.S. So this one, COMM, huge move to the upside here, partnering with Google on some public Wi-Fi services, guys.
Yep.
Just going to show you guys works here. Of course, it was that sort of bigger time frame short idea off that 225 level. 225 goes. I do reverse long, and sort of a similar structure on the way out of this one. It tests 235. We take some off there, for close to the 10-cent win, just shy of it. I'll take some more out in the 40 range. Definitely going to be hanging on to half the position for a test of 250. At that point, I look at 270 up here. That's the ultimate target. That will be another trade on its own. Whether it's going to be trying to reverse off of this 270 level in works, or it's just going to be all covering everything out of that 225 break, guys. That's a big return on $2 stock ultimately. If you can get like 40, 50 cents, you got to be happy with it. I will have taken half out for the 10% return, make back what we lost on the short. but nothing held past 265, 270, no way, no how. I see a target like that, and I know I'm going to be covering that long trade on Works, just to update you. I also have Fastly short. We talked about the structure there. I definitely want to make sure I can give it some room to the downside. I mean, this market, for all this, tech wreck talk or whatnot, we're holding pretty much somewhat sideways. I mean, the NASDAQ holding up at 1120, and I sort of see this Fastly as an opportunity. If there's another leg down and we break this 80, I could at least consider adding to the position either in consolidation or ideally a breakdown of 80. But either way, the target's going to maintain about that 78 to 78.50. That would give me about a $2 to $2.50 winner on the second portion of this Fastly trade. And I love that 74.75 as support. If it gets down there, I would expect a bit of a bounce. And at some point, you're going to see me shorting through Fastly. If it ever gets there. I mean, obviously, the stock could never fall, and I never get a shot at 75 short. But if I get there, I'm shorting it.
Yeah, okay, and we'll wait for that to come through. And I do want to give a big shout out to our friend Raheem Alani over that OCI group. He has to mention that Lamar Jackson, obviously a top quarterback, the problem with Raheem, not with Raheem, the problem with what I said was that top three paid quarterbacks right now are, in order there, Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. There might be $2 million difference there between Russ and Deshaun. So Lamar will go to number one.
He'll get paid eventually.
It'll be this offseason. Lamar Jackson will get his contract restructured.
Still on a rookie deal, right?
And he'll bump to number one there. So, okay. AAL, unfortunately, there's the out. We just hold it right back to where we got in. So we cash out on AAL as we turn bullish, and now we cash that out, and we're finished with AAL now. So a good trade on that one, all the way to the upside here. You see how many executions, then we hold that last little bit and get flushed out at that bottom. You can see the futures now near the lows of the day that we had early on. So we'll see when the volume came in. We did touch down to 33.40. We're now at 33.50. Get a feeling that we're about to flush down even more here, Brendan.
Yeah, a little bit of weakness here coming back into this name as well. Altus USA, ATUS in New York. Excuse me, 0.5% or 1.5% to the downside. Remember we were talking about that Cogeco deal with Rogers, guys. Looks like one of the major shareholders in Cogeco saying, no thanks, our shares are not for sale, which means this company, Altus US, to the downside today. But yeah, looking a little bit like it wants to break and maybe test day lows down here at 26 for ATUS, guys.
Yeah, deals aren't done till they close them up. And look, as much as you can have some stable ones, we'll see what happens. The story's probably not done here. But man, you watch that 26 level. If it goes, could be interesting. Do have a couple of wins to update you on. Just want to go over to Works first because it is testing towards that 240 mark. Like I said, we have that 225 breakout. We got into this one in the short side on a higher time frame. It didn't work out for us. But this long here, I'll have half of it out if I get my next target in front of 45. I want to see 250 break. Once that goes, it'll be all out in front of 270. It does need to hold. I'm going to slide my stop up a little bit at some point. Not just yet, but I want to give it to break even. 225 is a good area. That's where we like to break. Got to give it to at least that price. I haven't gone back to VXRT after the morning's trade. It was a good one on VXRT, but we got the bottom out here at 525, which is our target. It did make a bit of a bounce and then retested this consolidation level at 560. Now it's rolling over again, so does not give you the secondary breakout. If it breaks this 510 here, I would definitely be looking for a short. Sometimes these things give everything back. Certainly looking like that could be the case in VXRT. But I'll have to file that one away a little bit later on. You're going to see me in the money on Fastly, about $1 at times on this trade. I'm adding to that position if it breaks 80. I'm not taking this one off. I have about $2.50 target on Fastly for this short at 81.20. But I see this level here. Well, if it ever loads up. There we go. I see this level here at 80, and I want to be adding on a breakdown. If the market's going to roll to the bottom, Fastly's going to give this up here, this support at 80 even. I want to be jumping into more shares short with the same target of like 78 to 78.50. See if I can't take that one out. So just Works long, Fastly short. I still have Beyond Meat on the radar, but no entries just yet. 135.50 goes. Maybe we'll scalp that one to the upside.
We'll go new position alert here. We just got out. So there you go. We took Roku ahead of 167 just to see if it's going to hold this break, and it doesn't. So now we have small 10% left of it, but we did just lose on a 167 break. I still want to go long Roku. Very, very strong name today, up 4 and a bit percent. I do want to go long it. We just did take a decent position there, but then got flushed out. So it's a 30-cent hit on Roku, but that's nothing, obviously, for those of you who know that Roku. You're going to see how this one's going to trade through your long at 30, out at 91. So 40 cents there on the backside of Roku. Looking to get into this trade. The VWAP, the problem is it's been up so much today. 165, 164.58 here on a 1 minute, 165.25 up here on a 3. So this little level down here, sort of thought we could hold this. What is this bottom? 166.60. Not a bad opportunity to get some more long right now on Roku. I think I'll try it and then give it back to the bottom of here, 166.50 or so. But some of these names coming off a bit. What's up, B?
Still watching this ComScope, guys. What a move that was. We went from 10.30 to 11.20 and then all the way back down again. We're back to 10.50 on this COMM. Really tight daily range here between 10 and 11. To watch for, again, that was Google. So they're teaming up with Google for some Wi-Fi in public spaces. But guys, we are just two subscribers, last I checked, if I flip over here. Yeah, 2 subscribers away from 79,000. So if 2 people could do us a favor and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Trying to get to 80,000, guys. 80,000 this week would be wonderful. Thank you so much for the support. We love everyone who has hit subscribe. Yeah, let's get to 80,000 this week, guys.
Okay, and Roku, by the way, we take a slap shot back on that one, and we take another long down here, like we said, 166.80. Average price, yeah, right here, 82. And we just took some out right there for 31. So that's 50 cents. Lose 40 downside, now in a 50-cent winner upside. So good trade there on Roku. As long as the futures come back, I do think we can retest a little bit back up here, 168. We'll dump some, man. We're not going to be foolish if we get back to 167.80, which we're trying to go to right now. We'll take this out if we can get $1 on Roku, guys.
Yeah, I'm just looking back over at Nikola, and of course, you know, it's now in the sideways action, which we sort of anticipate. I like that little look there. I can. No, sorry, just messing around here. It's brand new. These guys, look, if you guys don't see what goes on in the back here, but you'll see our production crew getting different camera shots all the time. They literally put this into place to get you this down the line look, and I'm gonna utilize it right here. But Valeria, pop your head around, because I know we probably just hit that subscriber mark. Hopefully 1,000 away from that 80. When it comes to likes, I know we had some targets.
Look at Roku, guys.
Give me a bit of an update. How are we doing there?
You already know that our daily goal is 2,000 likes, and we're just 400 away. And we have less than 20 minutes, so guys, please rush and smash the like button.
Guys, here's $1 winner right now on Roku. Thank you so much, Valeria. Big time trade right now on Roku. $1 plus in the money. $1 plus, yeah, even more. 166.82. We just touched out to 168 and change. So we did slip up going short and going long initially. Got out for that 40-cent hit just in case. Looked at it again. We like this area. Got out too early. And now here's $1 winner for you. So that's what we're talking about as we hit the cowbell. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. Thank you for all the positive feedback that we're getting here on the chat, and hit that like and hit that subscribe as we just continue to bring it for you. And I hope this is what you're looking for if it's your first time. Tell your wife and tell your friends. What a big show. We're crushing it right now.
Yeah, watch out this Nikola, guys. It's that sideways action like I was sort of starting to say there for you. 47.70 is going to look like a bit of a level. I'm still holding out for 47 even on a break. On news like this and up 37%, I really sincerely doubt that Nikola's going to hold this tight of a range all afternoon long. A top-end break gives you like 50-50 to the upside, and hopefully testing some highs there. The bottom for me is going to be waiting for 47 even. So if it stays inside that range, I will not do a thing on Nikola. Still in the money, of course, and fastly. If it breaks 80, I'm not just in the money to over $1. I'm going to be adding to the short position on that one. I do want to jump back over to Boeing very, very quickly here. We talked about the bad news. This was on our watch list. It's going to be one of the best trades that I had, and we double dipped a little bit here for a second short with mixed success. We did take $1.50 out of this, and then we took another one on a retracement that lost 50 cents. So kind of 2 for 3 on Boeing. If it breaks out of this range, and where we got out down here was like 162, or the top end. I'm ignoring this 164.30 because it's 165.50 to 166. That's the level we like for resistance. But if it breaks 162, I think maybe we're testing the lows again. And I will jump once again into what my best shorting stock of the day was Boeing. You don't go too far away from what works. This was on the top of our list. Well, not necessarily the top of the watch list. One of the first things we brought up to you when we started the show was bad news on Boeing. Got to get to Brendan one more time. What do you got here, buddy?
Another alert, guys, on CODX. Our good friend CODX back to day highs once again. Was talking about 1130 up to this 1150 area. Did fail the first time it was there, but look at this. We're right back up. 36% now for Co-Diagnostics, guys.
And look at JP Morgan. The money keeps getting rained down for that one. We just get out again here, 79, and we stop right away at that 70. So this is a good trade, guys. We're in the money right now, 20 cents on JP Morgan, bouncing off 80. Let's wait for a break on that one. We did cash in some of our Rokus up here at 168. Let's see if it breaks higher. This is 91 cents in the money right now on this name. So I got an order out at 168.55, right around here, just about this breaking spot. So here we go, $1 plus now in the money as we go arrows up on this name, Roku. I love Roku. There was a leak there that maybe they're in the new Google product, so we'll wait to see if that is true. But Roku right now making moves upside. We only have 20% of our position left, but it could be a decent one if we get up to 168.50 on Roku. So everything making sense to me right now as JP Morgan trying to fall through that 70 level, but eyes right now on Roku more than JPM.
Yeah, we just talked. I mean, obviously, Brennan just gave you guys Kodaks, and I gave you the breakout at 11. It was somewhat successful. I mean, we made money on it. Didn't have quite the follow through, but it was at 10.50 that I took most of it out in front before actually trailing it back down to 11. I mentioned to you guys I'm not shorting this thing until it gets below 10.50. A couple of reasons why. That first breakout through 10.50, holding on a retrace, held this retracement, and this is why you take profit out, midway, sort of at break even. I don't want to hold it for a 50-cent loser if I'm going to only be taking a scalp 50-cent winner. It's an idea for scalp trading, obviously. You can't have that kind of a risk reward. It'll never work out for you if you do. So it does come back to that 10.50. It's now double dipped there and bounced off of it. That's where I want to short on Codex. You know, if it makes another parabolic move up, maybe I'll look for rollover at that point. But it is going to be that 10.50 that we're working with. Fastly has held 80 even, but at this point, it either breaks back towards 81.50, going to take a small hit on the rest of these shares, or I add to my position when it goes over $1.20 in the money for me on the way down to hopefully 78.50. Market's still trying to hold up here, 3% on the NASDAQ, but if we do flush, Fastly's the pick that I've made, Sean.
Yeah, a good one on that pick as well. Yeah, I'd be in trouble on a flush for sure with Roku. That's why we don't have too much left of this trade. 166.82 is the long. Dollar now, well, 80 cents now in the money, but was looking at $1. Trying to hold it here. I would love to get back to this 169. I do have an order out for a $2 winner, though, at 168.50. And it's not about the number of dollar amount on the wins at all. You know, you just sort of got to look at these levels. And for me, this was that cracking spot, 168.50. So if we can make a move back up there, I think we rest a little bit, 168.70 or so. That's why. So it has nothing to do with making a clean $2. In fact, this could come right back down. We took some out. I mean, look at this. This is just to show you guys what we're talking about. You had some resistance up here at 167.90. So look where I got out. 60s, and then again 73s, and the same thing on JP Morgan, where we did have some resistance at 70s. So we got out here 83, then again at 78, and you're seeing some resistance right now. But nepa, as that starts to crash to the downside, and we continue the roll as JP Morgan now 20 cents in the money. Sometimes you get this feeling, and today we got it. Hot dog. A lot of winners here today as Space up 9%. Follow the order flow, man. We're crushing this one right for you live.
Did you say Virgin's up 9% there?
Yes, sir.
This is one of those things in a down market. You always want to find some relative strength. So that's going to stick out like a sore thumb, obviously, Virgin. So it's going to pique my interest. It wasn't on my radar until literally just now, guys. And you got to go to the higher time frame. Always the first thing that I want to do. So I've dropped from like a 3 over to my 5, just to be sure that we're not running into anything, incredibly interesting. I do see some wicks up here, but I kind of immediately sort of jump over to, there we go. this little chop range. And the thing about high breaks at this time of day, you can look at 1750, nice round number, maybe a second break, it's a strong stock. But look what happened the last time we were at this price. You go into last week, 1750 to 1770, lots of chop, both pre-market, back on the second, and then if you go on to the first of the month here, all afternoon, some chop between 50 and 70. So I look at that price range, and I don't like it for a breakout. If it gets through 50 and then through that 1770, maybe that's a ramp to the upside there. So that's the kind of thing that I like to look for. Not just blindly jumping into a breakout trade, but I think space should be on the radar. I just don't like 1750 because of all this mess from last week around that range, unless you're literally scalping it for 5 or 10 pennies. Brennan, what do you got?
Just checking on some of the oil tankers, guys. Scorpio Tankers, STNG, and also TNK. We saw this kind of similarity the last move down in oil prices. So the last time we had a big move to the downside in oil prices, some of these tankers started popping up. Here's STNG up 13%, just broke $13 on huge volume today. Another one, TK Tankers up 3.6%, back above 12. So this just comes back to storage capacity. They run out of storage on land to put this crude oil, and they need, to bring in some of these ships to hold some of it. So as we see more and more oil storage problems, some of these tankers may be worth a look, guys.
Yeah, just sort of going back just to make sure X1, looking at what happened at X1, was that failed break sell side? This is why you got to make sure you have a stop, and you got to make sure you take profit. We did have the breakdown short initially here at about like 37 3/4. It holds 50s. We get it all out for the quick little scalp trade. It'll end up being basically flat on the stock when the second short doesn't work. But if you get stubborn, this is what happens to you. And it did say there was an opportunity to reverse it. VWAP, I didn't put the trade on, but it would have worked out for you, certainly. I did have a short bias based on the news that we're working with in XOM. Probably to my chagrin here a little bit, as I do see the long end up working out. But it is worth noting it does hold this opening range sort of chop on a pullback. It's like that 38 price area. So some trouble getting through there in XOM, showing a little bit of weakness. I just have this Fastly that we're looking for to the downside. I still am looking at Beyond Meat, guys. With only 5 minutes to go, you shouldn't be over trading at this time. But if you got a trade that's not actually worrying you, like I think this Fastly one is, you can hang on to it a little bit here. Beyond Meat, I did mention I liked it through 135.50 only for a scalp trade. The real trade for me is going to come when it breaks 132 down. I like that short retracement. It's not there yet. I'm only getting in if it breaks that support. Not going to mess around just randomly shorting it here. When 132 goes, that's when I'm going to jump in Beyond Meat. A couple interesting names going to be on the board as we wind up our earnings seasons. But I got to go to Brennan for that.
Just watching some headlines coming out here, guys, on the overall market. We're accelerating to the downside, or we broke 33.50 there again on the S&P. Looks like it's just about the COVID aid package. Looks like they're still very far apart when it comes to Republicans and Democrats agreeing on some sort of additional aid for COVID relief. So a little bit of negativity possibly for the overall market coming in here, guys.
All right, we're going to take some XOM. We're going to take some XOM short on that news there. JP Morgan, that's why we hit that disco ball, because those of you that watched just saw JP Morgan drop to 99.50. And I mean, I've been all over this short here at 100, short here at 160, short on the break of 100 as well, making moves all the way back down. So I do hope that a lot of you have that one on. Roku right now as well got flushed out of that as it's making downside moves. Double check all of your stop orders, of course, as you go there into one. But here we go. This name, XOM, we are starting to build a short. I like this short here, guys.
Yeah, just worth noting here, we don't always trade energy names, but there's certainly, if you're watching Chevron and Whiting are both moving. Before we get out of here, and I just want to look back at Tesla, obviously going to be my worst trade of the day. And you can have the right call on a stock, and calls, they're worth something, but trades are what pays you around here, guys. So I did have the rollover idea. I did want to give it to the opening range top here. It breaks it. You have a stop. It gets triggered. You take the hit. It obviously would have given me all the way down into that 340 break, which I would have liked. So yeah, you could have had $15, $20 on that trade. Fair enough. I hit my stop. I ended up losing. We'll examine how I maybe could have given it a little bit more room. Maybe give it 50 cents past that stop as an area stop instead of a hard stop in that situation. Maybe that's something I will do. Tesla is still, holding. What we talked about this 370 in the pre-market, still holding below that one. Watch for that price potentially in the afternoon. Tesla wants to be a bit of a bull. Still bearish on it myself. Now I think we're going to Brennan. Just a couple minutes left for some earnings.
All right, guys. Yeah, a couple minutes to go here. A couple things to get to. Video for you, a brand new educational video for you. Go check it out right now. Everything you need to know about what a bear market is, first of all, and some of the things we can look to when it comes to strategies to trading a bear market. We're obviously not in one, but we have to be prepared for what is to come, possibly down the road. We will turn that off. There we go. Let's go to earnings, guys. What's coming up after market tonight and before the open tomorrow? As far as earnings, a couple of good ones on here. Lulu, yeah. And also work, we mentioned earlier Slack there, and that G3, you see a little apparel maker, that one is before the open tomorrow.
Lulu, you say? Yeah, Lulu coming from $400. I mean, look, okay, so far XOM, we did average into the short, boom. Nice trade there, short through 90s now, and it's down to 83, so good trade. LU over there on the NASDAQ, of course. I just want to give you guys an update. This was as high as $400 not too long ago, and helping to pay for most of the wife's clothing here. Oh, wait, hold on a second here. Okay, my daily chart's not working, or is it? No, I can't call it up, but here's the 1 minute chart on Lululemon. Gets as high as 350, as low as 357 today. All-time high 400. Could take that out, guys.
Yeah, just worth noting, Slack over here. If you look at the daily chart, it is rounding back, and it bounced nicely off this 28 support so far today with a bit of that tech bounce that you've seen in a few names. Just watch out for that level. If we gap below it, either not good enough earnings or poor, probably more along the lines of not good enough is the way things have been going in the space. I would certainly look to that 28 level for some significance. If it ends up on the southbound side of that, watch it for it to be support turning into resistance. We talk about this all the time. One more thing before we get out of here, and I feel like this is going to be a mixed result here. We go to the national day. I would say maybe this is going to be tasty, but I'll just give it to Valeria.
Thank you, Neil, and hello, trading family. Thank you very much for joining us this trading morning. Market today is all in red, and to know how to advantage out of this, watch our next educational video about bearish market at the link I'm sending on the chat. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Your support means a lot to us. And talking about National Day, Neil said that it looks tasty, and I just hope we don't have this for lunch. Happy National Ants on the long day, Neil.
I said it's probably, I didn't say it's probably tasty.
It is tasty.
It's celery, peanut butter, and raisins, right? So if you like those ingredients, which they're all good ingredients, it's going to be tasty. I can't promise if it looks good. The name sounds a bit ridiculous in my opinion, but
well, it looks like ants on a log, right?
Yeah, there you go. So look, it makes a lot of sense to me. I think it happens to be tasty. It is what it is, guys. Before we get out of here, one more thing that we do have to do. Just want to remind you, we're dropping these videos every single day. Trading is all about, getting better every single day. It's about educating yourself. It's about growing. Today we sort of released one on bear markets, of course, not necessarily in one, but you want to be prepared when the market does shift on you, understanding what a bear market is, how you can prepare to trade in one and invest in one a little bit as well. So that is coming to you on our Market Wisdom channel. Check it out. Definitely suggest any ones that you want us to cover in the future, whether it's via Twitter, through the chat here, or drop something in the comment sections. You know what we got to do before we get out of here, guys. Down the line, for Valeria, for Sean, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.